drivers, start your engines. Welcome to the half-decent racing league. Hey! We ain't the best, but we ain't last. Set up from redhead, hope they're fast. Missed the apex, but still talk trash. Totally planned it, yeah, hit the gas. Paint scheme's clean, the lines are not. Cold tires, yeah, we forgot. 3 wide racing, bad idea. Still send it anyway, no fear. We're side draft kings till we spin. Blame netcode every time we don't win. We're half decent, loud and proud. Not quite legends, but we're running this crowd from green to checkers. Yeah, we send it hard, just good enough to tear up your car. Half decent, that's our name. Somewhere between has been and fame. Checkered flag or caution light. We're bringing chaos every night. Right rear hook, he turned me, bro. Replay says, yeah, that's a no. Missed your break, just call it bold. Track tightened up, story sold. Lap cars fight like it's the lead. Every restart turns to greed. Spotters screaming, hold your line. Too late, buddy, we're 4 wide. We talk like pros in the chat, then chunk it all in turn 1 flat. We're half decent, loud and proud. Not quite legends, but we're running this crowd from green to checkers. Yeah, we send it hard, just good enough to tear up your car. Half decent, that's our name. Somewhere between has been and fame. Checkered flag or caution light. We're bringing chaos every night. Netcode, netcode, netcode. Wasn't me. Netcode, well, that was just latency. Light spike, save my pride. Yeah, you drove it in too wide. We ain't pros, but we ain't done. We chase that win like it's Daytona. Every week we show back up. Half decent, but that's enough. We're half decent. Hear the roar, not quite perfect, but we're back for more. Rubbing fenders, crossing lines, living fast in these sim race lines. Half decent, on the fight. Little rough, but we're alright. Win or lose, we light up the track, and you know we will be back. Half decent, full throttle. See you next week, if your rig survives.
Welcome to San Diego, the Coronado Naval Base Qualcomm Circuit. NASCAR just wants to take over everything. They come on to the Naval Base here at San Diego, put up a racetrack, and here we are. It's San Diego week on iRacing, just like it is in the real world. We have qualifying underway right now, but we're going to take a look last week at last week's results. Last Friday night at Pocono, it was Cliff Adams coming home with a win. Benedict Ringer, Matt Dickerson was your top 3. Colton Gardner, Hunter Hughes rounded out our top 5 last week at Pocono. That did not make any shakeup at all in the point standings, as I am trying to pull them up for you here real quick. Getting too many buttons on my screen, I think. There we go. Point standings coming into the night here at San Diego. Still leading the points right now with 6 victories on the season is Matt Dickerson in the 44. Jesse Singleton, our road course ringer, picked up the wins at Coda and also at Watkins Glen. Not here with us tonight at San Diego. Was not here last week as well, but he still holds on to second in points. Cliff Adams, your winner last week in third. Jacob Barker, fourth. Aiden O'Neill round out the top 5. And it's Benedict Ringer, Shane Williams. Charlie Bowling, Zach Steele, Colton Gardner, that's your top 10. Connor Hughes back in 11th. Todd Rush in the 12th spot. Brendan McHugh, Dylan McLean, Justin Kruger, whatever. Kruger in the 29, or he's going to round out our top 15 in the point standings coming into San Diego. Earlier in practice, it was Brendan McHugh One of the Vortec Motorsports drivers. As a matter of fact, all Vortec Motorsports teammate, well, 3 of the 4 anyway, were in the top 5 in practice times. Brendan McHugh with a 2:16.02. Charlie Bowling right there behind him at a 36. Matt Dickerson at a 16:67. So our top 3 all within about 0.6 of a second in practice. Let's see how that translates over here to qualifying as we're watching Charlie Bowling out here on the racetrack in the 5. And we've seen a bunch of drivers with patriotic or some new paint jobs this week, kind of attributing to the armed services. That was we see Jacob Barker looks kind of maybe the Coast Guard colors here on the 12. But right now we're taking a look at the 5. He was the first driver out on the racetrack, I believe. So we're going to see who's going to set the mark, who's going to set the bar right here. We've got 10 minutes of qualifying at 2-minute plus laps. It's only a minute for maybe 3 laps, and it looks like Bowling is going to scratch that lap right there. So we'll take a look here at the 19 at Connor Fuse. We got a couple drivers, new feature we have here, thanks to our good friends at Racer Nexus. So we got a couple drivers here sharing their webcams with us tonight. So you can see Todd Rush Jr. here in the 55, out here getting his laps in. Also, Jacob Barker in the 12. So Jacob, look for Jacob to be up in front. He was 4th in practice. Can he match that time here in qualifying? Well, thank you guys for sharing your webcams. We'll get hopefully a few more drivers as the weeks go on. But nice new feature here. Nice add-on from my good friend Rob Campbell over at Racer Nexus. If you're looking for some good, some other coverage, they put on some really good races as well. Maybe not the NASCAR stuff we do. But. All right, so thanks again for being here. My name is Chris Murphy with DRSN. What week are we in here? We are in week number 18. I believe it's a 32-week season here for Half Decent Racing League on Friday nights. We've been here every Friday night. We're going to be here for the rest of the season as well. So week number 18 here for the Half Decent Racing League as we watch Jacob Barker make his way around the racetrack. Connor Fuse in the 19. New paint job on the 19 as well this week. I'm glad I got numbers on the cars, because if I had to go by paint jobs all the time, I'd be lost on who was who. Matt Dickerson, your point leader in the 44. Sponsored by Bully Dog Coffee. I'm still waiting for my free coffee out there, Bully Dog. Keep giving you plugs every week. We got a little payola going here. Matt Dickerson on the racetrack. Watch for him to be fast. He's been quick on all the road courses. And we've got drivers completing their laps. Zach Steele's going to be the first one across the line in the 88. He's going to set across it at 2:22. But it's going to be Hunter Hughes knocking him down off the top of the chart right there. I should probably have a little bit different timing and scoring here for qualifying. But now McHugh's going to go to the top. Dickerson right there in second. Let's see if we can put up a little bit different board here for qualifying so we can see. Fast times right there. Brendan McHugh at a 2:16.457. And for some reason, this isn't sorted by best times here, is it? So that one's we're gonna scratch that one too. There we go. Nice simple timing board here for us to get us through qualifying. Sometimes we got to find our way around here during the event. And it's Brendan McHugh at a 2:16.45. Barker right there behind him. We watched the 83 Ringer make his way around. He's at a 2:18.05. He's down in 4th right now. He's trying to get another lap in to see if he can improve his position. So we're going to run 50 laps here tonight. We'll have stages at laps 15 and 30. And then the last 20 laps, so we see Ringer get a little bit loose right there. Now, the one thing about San Diego is pretty new. It's new to iRacing. Only came out about a week and a half ago now at this point. Maybe 2 weeks at the most. We don't even have a track map anywhere on the screen. We're still learning the racetrack ourselves. So if we miscall corners or anything like that, don't break our back about it. But watch Ringer right here in the 83. One of the only cars out on the racetrack right now, as he is working on his second lap. Looks like I guess, are we only going to get one lap for most of these drivers? Looks like we are. So I think that's going to do it here for qualifying. We got about 2.5 minutes left to go. Nobody on the racetrack, so it looks like we're all just going to get the one lap in. So that's going to be Brendan McHugh with fast time here in qualifying in San Diego. Jacob Barker, Matt Dickerson, Benedict Ringer in the 4th spot there. Cliff Adams, last week's winner at Pocono, is going to be 5th. Hunter Hughes in 6th. Cody Zuroff in 7th. A couple minutes left to go. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule here for the Half Decent Racing League. Let's see if we can find it here anywhere on the interwebs. So we're going to come back next week. San Diego will come back next week in another road course. So back-to-back Sonoma. I guess I could look at the NASCAR schedule. They just pretty much follow that. So Pocono tonight, or excuse me, San Diego and then Sonoma next week, and then we head to Chicagoland on July 3rd. July 10th will be at Atlanta. And then on the 17th, we got an All-Star race. I'm not sure what the specifics are on the All-Star race. I'm guessing maybe they're going to ask me to come race in it, being an All-Star, but we'll see what happens. Then Indianapolis, Iowa, and Daytona on August 28th. All right, so wrapping up qualifying here. About a minute and a half left to go. We're going to get gridded up. We'll bring your starting grid for you. And that is going to do it. One lap out there. The pressure on these drivers to get one lap in here at San Diego. Nice setting. Looking out over the naval base. Crowds kind of sporadically about the airfield. Nice scenic shots here. We got more racing action coming your way tomorrow night. The JWRE Racing Super Speedway. They call it Saturday Night Fever. We call it the money racing. So that was not a very good blend in there. But money racing on Saturday nights here on the Super Speedway for JWRE Racing. Some of the we didn't quite get some coverage last week. The car turnout was not there last week. Hopefully we'll get a few more guys show up tomorrow night. But that's always a fun event when we get to cover it. And then we come back next Tuesday night with the Dirty Old Bastards ARCA Series and the Western Racing League. No, Western Racing League's off again. And then Wednesday night, we got the Rolling Thunder ARCA League on Wednesday night. And then Thursday night, it's going to be week number 2 of the Victory Lane Outlaws Cars Late Model Series. Liam Erbig bringing you the coverage on that next Thursday night. And then we'll be right back here Friday with a Half Decent Racing League at Sonoma. So back-to-back road courses. That's going to wrap up qualifying. So we're going to get everybody up onto the starting grid here real soon. We're going to check in with our buddy Todd Rush Jr. here real quick. Got a couple minutes here left to go. We'll see if we can grab him out of his comfortable spot here. Hey, Todd, you there? All right, hang on just 2 seconds here. I should always fix this before I bring anybody in here. All right, we got you up on the webcam too. At the same time, how you feeling? Getting ready to start this 50 laps at San Diego. You qualified yourself down in 12th. How you feeling before we start this thing?
A little shaky. I'm nervous, but I'm ready to go.
Well, I know we got stages at 15 and 30, so fuel mileage definitely not going to come into play early. Are we going to have any fuel mileages on that last 20 laps, or are we going to be able to just pretty much go hard out all the way through?
We'll be able to go full throttle all the way through. We get about 22 laps in these, so it's just going to be put it to the floor and see what you can do.
We got a couple CZ Motorsport teammates up in front of you there. Cody's up in 7th, Zach's in 8th. Any plan? They're going to do some blocking up for you, let you kind of maybe plow through some of these guys in front of you, or got any kind of any teamwork planned out here?
I don't think so. I think I'm probably going to try to make a lane for Charlie here because he's definitely faster, so I don't want to. I'd rather not hold him up if I could.
Yeah, not a great. I didn't watch Charlie's qualifying lap, but he did not get a good lap in after being really fast in practice. So.
Yeah, he said he overcooked turn 1 going in, and with it only having one pace lap this time, we He unfortunately did not put in a time.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck. We'll see you after the race.
Sounds good. Thank you, buddy.
All right, that was Todd Rush back here, starting in 12th. Let's bring up our starting lineup here. On the pole is the 12 of Jacob Bartner. Outside him, Brendan McHugh in the 32. Matt Dickerson and Benedict Ringer make up row number 2. Cliff Adams, Hunter Hughes in the 3rd row. Cody Zuroff starting in 7th. Inside of row number 4 is Zachary Steele. Colton Gardner and Connor Hughes make up row number 5. Then go back to row number 6. It's 87 of Aiden O'Neill. And Todd Rush Jr. on his outside. We get back to row number 7 as we're getting ready to come green flag racing. Matthew Hobbs, Justin Kruger, Charlie Bowling, and Stephen Farrell going to make up row number 8. That is your starting lineup here for San Diego. We're going to come to the green flag. Off the last corner. Green flag is in the air. Jacob Barker, Benedict Ringer. Down into the first corner. Barker able to clear. McHugh gets down to the bottom of the racetrack. We're 2 by 2. Early on, you can see us. So one thing about this racetrack, there's a lot of areas that are really wide and a lot of areas that are really narrow. You can see them make their way through this left-hander right here. Track narrows up a little bit on them. But they're single filed out right now is Barker. Looks like we've got Todd Rush back here making his way. So we just checked in on Todd, but up front, it is still Barker, McHugh, and Ringer. Ringer up a spot after starting in 4th. Now up to 3rd. We got Jeff Steele up in there rooting for the 88. We got some Zach Steele fans in the chat right there. Right now, Zach back in the 7th spot. Up a spot. Barker is going to go wide on the corner. Thought he might have caught a little concrete right there, but actually looked like we made up a little bit of pace for that line out there. So a good line. We got Matthew Hobbs with a meatball flag. Matthew in the 40. Looks to be out of this race early. We'll go back and see if we can see what happened in a minute. But right now, we've got some good action up front. There's Barker, McHugh, and Ringer going at it. And you can see, look at this section of this racetrack is just so narrow right here. To get back down to this left-hand corner here. Left, right, I don't know which way my left and my right is. And it opens back up. Good number of fans here watching us. And you can see Barker's really using up the racetrack here. And it's really paying off to his advantage. He's using as much of the runoff as he can, as McHugh does reel him in right here. So it looks like we're coming up on about the last. McHugh going to take a look to the inside. Barker starts to come there to make some contact. Barker is going to go around. McHugh stuck his nose in there. Barker came back down the racetrack. So your leader, and Barker's going to go back into the wall here a second time. So your early race leader with some troubles here as he gets together with the 32 of McHugh. Now finds himself back here in 15th. We'll go back and take another quick look at that as Ringer now inherits the lead. Dickerson right there behind him in the 18 of Hunter Hughes. Let's go back and see what happened to Barker. And it looks like we're going to have to go back just a little further here. So you can see from this angle right here, McHugh come up on the inside of the racetrack. See if we can get another shot of it here. So McHugh sticks a nose on the bottom. Barker opens that up. McHugh thinks he's going to stay out there, and then he pushes up just a little bit, gets into the left rear of the 12. That turns him around. So no full course cautions here early on. Only cautions we're going to see are going to be on our, as we come up here and we see Hunter Hughes around. So the 18 sitting in the middle of the racetrack just trying to get going here, but he's got cars on both sides of him. He's got to wait until the car is clear. Now he can back up and get going again. So something you don't normally see here. Hunter Hughes doing a really good job of not making it any worse than it could have been. You see a lot of guys just in a hurry to get back on the racetrack and just pull right out in front of somebody. But right now, Hunter Hughes now to the back. He is back there in 14th, and it looks like Jacob Barker may be out of this. We'll take a look. We got his webcam up here. So he is definitely down on pit road right now for a little while here. So we're going to see how this works out for Jacob, see if he gets back on the racetrack. Up front, it's Ringer, Dickerson, and Adams. That's your top 3. Let's go see if we can find out what happened here to Hunter Hughes. Let's see if we can get this so it gives us at the right time here. So you can see Hughes pretty much on the track here by himself at this point. and just gets loose off the corner, tries to correct it, turns it around sideways pretty much on his own at that point, and just could not get going here fast enough before a gaggle of cars came up on him. A little bit of contact there. It looked like from the 87 O'Neill just got a little piece of Hunt Hughes as he went by. And we're back to live racing action. Back up front with Ringer. Alright. Nick Ringer. If I remember correctly, Bennett, he did pick up one win earlier this season. We'll have to go back and take a look at it. But he's got Vortec Motorsports drivers Dickerson and Adams right there behind him. So our top three starting to get a little separation. It's a little ways back to Zurhoff and Steele. So Zurhoff back there in fourth. Zachary Steele right there behind him. So the 54 Zurhoff with a good run so far. He's up 3 spots after starting in 7th. The big loser so far in this race is Brendan McHugh at 32. He's down 8 spots. Jacob Barker down 13. Looks like Jacob's back out on the racetrack. He did not lose a lap, but he's down here in 15. So he's patiently he's going to try to make it to lap 15, get to that first stage, see if he can get back anywhere close to the front of the pack. But right now he's back there in 15th spot right now. Right in front of, right behind him is the 18 Hunter Hughes. Matt Dickerson putting all kinds of pressure on the back of the 83 right now. Ringer doing everything he can to keep Dickerson back behind him. As you can see, the 44. There we go, getting to the roof cam here. Bully Dog Cop, sponsor number 44. You can see that corner pretty smooth. Ringer got a little bit looser off the corner. That caused some little momentum, as you can see now. Matt Dickerson works up onto the back of the 83. Top 3 nose to tail here at San Diego. This is our second race we've covered at San Diego this week, and it's produced some pretty good racing. We covered a truck race early in the week, and it was good racing all the way throughout, and it looks like we're going to be nothing short of action here tonight. But it does look like Matt Dickerson's a little bit quicker than Ringer right now. You can see closing in on the back of the corner, and actually Adams may be the fastest car out of these 3 right now, but he really has nowhere to go. So we're trying to figure out, here which corner we're on here on the racetrack. I've got a map here somewhere. We're going to follow along here with the chopper cam for just a moment. Across the start-finish line, so we're going to make a slight right-hand turn into turn number 1 and a hard left. 2 and 3 are both basically about 90-degree corners, both to the left right here, which we should be used to turning since we run circle track most of the time. Hard left-hand corner, track narrows up, you can see right there. Ringer right against the outside wall. Another hard left turn coming up here into 3. And then a sweeping right corner in turn number 4, just trying to get the momentum back up after that hard left-hand corner, and then a nice short straightaway down into carrier corner into turn number 5. And it looks like Cliff Adams falling off the pace here just a little bit in the 80, so he was right there on the back of the 44, but he lost a little bit of time right there. Let's see if we can find some other action throughout the field. Here's the 129 of Stephen Farrell. He has got Kruger right up there in front of him. You can see Colton Gardner. Colton's been running really good all season long. Does not look to have the pace here today, as he's back here in 8th, and he's quite a ways back from Bender McHugh right there in front of him, as McHugh has now made his way back up to 7th. The 32's got a good hot rod. He's been fast in practice. He was fast in qualifying. But after that contact with Barker, he's falling back through the field, trying to make his way back to the front, as he has got the 5 of Charlie Bowling. Charlie was also fast in practice, made a mistake in qualifying, ended up having to start back in 15th. He's already made up 9 spots, so he's our biggest mover of the race so far. He's now up to 6th. Four laps down. Well, we're on lap 4, 3 laps officially down. We're going to go to lap 15 for stage number 1. And Cliff Adams is now reeled back in the 44 and the 83. And Cody Zurhoff starting to sneak into the picture back there in the 4 spot. Oh, Matt Dickerson gets a little bit loose off the corner right there. Gathers it back up, but he lost about a car length to Ringer. As they head through the chicane right here, and you can just see how much better Cliff Adams gets into the corner. So no team orders right here. It looks like if Adams is going to get around Matt Dickerson, he's going to have to do it on his own merit. Even though he looks to be a little bit quicker, I don't think Matt's going to pull over and let him go. I think what we're seeing Cliff just able to drive the car in so much deeper. And you just had just the distance he made up. But unfortunately, sometimes driving the car in that hard, you lose a little momentum off the corners. You can see Dickerson pull away from him off the corner. But Cliff has got to find the balance here if he is going to take a run at first and second before this thing is over with. Connor Fuse in the 19. He's going to pit early here. I did not see if he had an incident or what happened there, but we find the 19 down pit road. McHugh and Bowling here. This is 7th and 8th, or 6th and 7th. Bowling, Dickerson with an incident. What happened to the 44? The 44 tumbling down through the order. I don't see any damage on the car. Let's see if we take a quick look here. So he's going to take a look to the inside of Ringer. And they make contact. Contact from the 44 and the 83 right there. And Dickerson's going to get the worst of it. Ringer still hangs on to the lead. Cloud Rudd for the meatball flag. The 55 driver, he still looks like he's making his way around out there, but he must have some heavy damage for that meatball flag to come out. Let's go back and take a look one more time at that incident with Dickerson and so we can see right here. That's not the right angle. Dickerson got the position on the inside of the racetrack. Just can't hold the bottom. Ringer was giving him about a car width and a half space. He was giving him enough room. But Dickerson got into the corner pretty hard. There was more room in the outside right there, but unfortunately, they're going to make contact. And Matt does the, I'm going to say maybe the honorable thing there by just kind of spinning himself out instead of turning harder into the 83. But unfortunately for the 44, he is going to fall back through the field. And it looks like we also may have had an incident here with Bowling and McHugh as we were taking a look at that one. Let's see what happened here. We got McHugh sneaking up on the 5, and they're going to make contact right there. McHugh was just up on the right rear quarter. I don't think Charlie knew he was there. Charlie started to make the move to the outside to arc into the next turn. And I don't think he realized that McHugh had stuck a nose up on the right rear, and that's going to turn the 5 around. And it looks like we may have another incident back here with Charlie's. He's still getting going. But he's going to be going back in. He's going to come right out in front of Kruger back there in the 7th spot, but he's actually going to fall to 8th as Kruger's going to get by him right here. All right, back to live time. A couple incidents going around, and here comes Adams. So we come back to live. Adams up alongside of the 83. He's going to take the lead away. Cliff Adams is going to take the lead from Benedict Ringer. And he's looked to be the faster car out of that top 3 there for a while. Let's see what he can do now that he's got some clean air. 5 laps down. We're a third of the way through the stage number 1. It's Cody Zerhoff. It looked like Cody just forgot to turn off to the back of the, kind of off camera there. We saw the 54 go driving off the corner. We'll take a quick look at that, see what happened to the 54. Coming down into this left-hand turn. I think he just missed his braking point, just could not get the car woed up. He's going to hit pretty hard contact with the tire bird, so Cody's been running up in 3rd. And one of his better runs going here, but unfortunately a mistake there from the 54 is going to send him back a few spots. He's now back to 5th, and he's got Matt Dickerson right there behind him. Brendan McHugh now up to 4th. So after falling back, McHugh now makes his way back up into the 4th spot. All right, back up front, and you can see Cliff Adams. Once he cleared Benedict Ringer, he's now got about 1.1 seconds to the good. Starting to drive off into the sunset. Can Ringer hang on right here up to stage number 1? Can we maybe make some adjustments? Maybe make some brake bias adjustments on the car to help him get into the corners a little better. But right now, Cliff Adams starting to pull away. 88 is Zachary Steele now found his way into the podium spot. He's up in third, the Krispy Kreme sponsor, number 88. That's going to make me hungry. Brendan McCube now back up to 4th. Then it's Zuroff, Dickerson, Kruger, Bowling now. Bowling in the 8th spot. Right behind them is the 41 of Gardner and Hunter Hughes. Hunter Hughes was up towards the front. He spun himself out early. Not been able to gather much time. Let's take a look. Let's see where the 12 of Barker is. Barker led early. You can still see the damage there on the left side of the 12. Still back here in 14th. I think he's pretty much just trying to make some laps. He came in and got some repairs. Just get himself to the end of stage number 1 to come in and get a few more repairs there on the 12. So we got Stephen Farrell down on pit road. So the 129 coming down and getting some repairs. So Dickerson now finds his way around the 54 of Zuroff. Justin Kruger right there behind him. So Matt Dickerson, after spinning around just a lap or so ago, he's now back up into the top 5. Let's see if he can make his way back to the front and challenge for the lead. So our lap leaders so far early on in this race, only 6 laps complete. We've had 3 different leaders. Ringer led 5. Jacob led a lap early before going around. Cliff Adams also led 1 lap, and he is starting to set sail right here, so he may lead a few more here before we get to the end of stage number 1. So there's our current top 10. Adams, Ringer, Steele, Brendan McHugh, Matt Dickerson, Justin Kruger, Charlie Bolin in 7th. Cody Zuroff is now falling down to 8th. Colton Gardner and Hunter Hughes round out our current top 10 here at San Diego for the Half Decent Racing League. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button out there. We're only 2 away from 500. We're halfway to our goal of 1,000. If we can just get a couple more subs out there, get us to 500, then we're halfway to our main goal of 1,000 subs. So really appreciate you being here with it. Tires are getting loose and worn. No, we haven't actually taken advantage of our webcams. That we got Jacob Barker. You can see Jacob out here just getting some laps in right here. He's getting himself gathered back up, trying to get his rhythm back in. If we take a look at, let's just take a look at lap times compared to Jacob and the leader right now to see how he's running. About a second to half a second difference. If we compare him to the Todd Rush Jr., who's right in front of him. Well, Todd just pitted, so that's really going to screw up our comparison there, so we'll take that one down. But thanks to Jacob for sharing the webcam with us. Also with Todd, as we see Todd right here on the racetrack. He did make a pit stop here on lap number 5. We'll bring those to you whenever we have the opportunity. 7 laps down now at this point. 8 laps left to go before stage number 1. 43 laps left to go overall. As we once again take a look at our leader, Cliff Adams. You can see the 129 is Stephen Farrell just up the road. 2 cars are lapped down at this point. The 19 of Connor Fuse and the 40 of Hobbs. Actually, I don't think Hobbs even started the race. He's not out there on the racetrack at all, but Fuse is. So we've got 15 cars on the racetrack. 15 officially took the green. All right, let's see if we can find a battle on the racetrack anywhere. It looks like everybody's pretty much spread out, as we may have had an incident with Connor Fuse. Let's take a look at Aiden O'Neill. You can see some damage on the right front of the 87. So let's take a look at our current top 5. It's not working for some reason. Alright, so some of our graphics aren't working there, so we can do it manually. Top 5 in points, Matt Dickerson back there in the 5th spot. 2nd place in points, Jesse Singleton, not here with us tonight. 3rd place, Cliff Adams out in the lead right now. Fourth in standings is Jacob Barker. Jacob's now back here in the 13th position, and then Aiden O'Neill, who we just saw on the screen, is in 11th. He is 5th in points, and it looked like Aiden might have scraped the wall there once again. So he's already got some damage there on the left front, on the right front, and you can see him really fighting that car. Aiden not having an evening he is going to want to look back on. Right now, really struggling out there with the 87. As we see Stephen Farrell jump back to the pits again one more time. So a few of our gadgets here and there. If you're looking for some custom overlays for your broadcast, for your stream, whatever you got going on, check out Collateral Damage Sports Network. You can find Shane Cochran over on the SDK Discord, or you can go to Collateral Damage Sports Network on the interwebs. He can hook you up with a bunch of fancy graphics, custom project overlays, anything you're looking for. If you use the SDK software, check out Shane Cochran over at Collateral Damage Sports. Sunny Creek Design, sponsor here of the Half Decent Racing League, came on board here just a few races ago. Thank you so much for being here. Sunny Creek Designs, all kind of custom awards and recognitions. You can find them online if you're looking for some really cool stuff. Corbin Matthews, another one of our sponsors. Corbin, country music singer, been with us here for quite a while. If you dig some good country music, check out Corbin. Zachary Steele here down in third, looking for a podium finish. I don't know if Zach's had a podium all season long. Let's see if we can pull up his driver card. No podiums for Zach. He's 9th in the point standings right now. 6 top 5s, 9 top 10s, yet to get on the podium, and he finds himself right now running in third. He's got a hot rod in 32 coming up behind him there. If we take a look here at the last few laps, from McHugh to Steele, and it looks like Zach's been a little quicker, if that is accurate. But it's about 3.5 seconds now between third and fourth. So Steele doing a good job. He's hanging on to that top spot, that last podium spot right now. Take a look back here at Cody. Cody was doing a really good job. Cody Zuroff now. You can see him chasing down the 41 at Gardner. So Cody's falling back to 9th. He had himself up into the podium spots for a little bit. Made a mistake. Just missed a corner. I'm not sure. Maybe the cat jumped on the pedals or something. So the 3 under par sponsor number 44 finds himself back here in 9th. He started in 7th and worked his way up. Justin Kruger is our big mover of the race in the 29. He started back in 16th. He's up to 6th. So up 10 spots, but you see some damage on the right front of the 29 as well. Just about every car out there showing some kind of damage. I think maybe the only driver that's not is the 80 of Adams, that he is now 2.6 seconds clear of the second place run in number 83 of Benedict Ringer. So right now, Cliff looking to go back-to-back. Picked up the win at Pocono last week. Wants to win. He got 3 wins on the season. Let's take a look at Cliff's driver's card to tell us right here. 4 wins on the season. This will be win number 5. Votex Motorsports driver Cliff Adams right now looking to pick up his 5th win on the season. If he can just hang on for another 41 laps here at this point. We got 9 laps down. We're about 6 laps away from our first stage break at lap 15. And you can see Zachary Steele in the 88. Zach's got some really good pace. Let's take a look at this comparison right here with Zach and Benedict, and I don't think that's right because Zach has reeled in the 83 right here. He's come from a little ways back. We're going to have to work on that overlay because I don't think those lap comparison times are accurate at this point. I think it might be backwards. Because Zach has really made up a bunch of ground here on the 83. Looking to get himself up in a second. And he's going to have to keep pushing because it won't be too long here. And McHugh just did a wheelie there off the back, off of that corner right there. But McHugh is going to put some pressure here on the 88 soon. So we're about to have a 3-car battle for second within the next couple of laps if this keeps up. A little ways back, you see the 44 Dickerson still back there in 5th. The 12 of Jacob Barker. Out here in 13th right now. Where's he at on the racetrack? He is currently about 2.07 seconds, and actually, I don't think he's too far away. He's about 12 seconds in front of the leader right now. His leader's running about 2:20, so maybe about 15 or 16 seconds up the road. So he's just got to hang on here for another 4 or 5 laps, make it to the end of stage number 1. He would get the lucky dog anyway at this point. But right now he's trying to stay on the lead lap, try to get to the end of the stage so he can get some more repairs done on the 12. And it looks like we may have an issue here with Connor Fuse in the 19 as Connor jumps down to the pit road. Let's see what happened to Connor. As you can see, the 18 right in front of him, it just locks it up getting into the corner and just misses the corner. Going to bounce off the wall, and he's going to pinball back off the other side, jump down to the pit. So Connor with some struggles here at San Diego as well. Well, we're looking at our leader right here. Let's go back and take a look at this. Battle per second is shaping up as Steele had some kind of an issue as he fell back. Let's see what happened to Zach. So Zachary Steele had been making a bunch of ground there up on Benedict Ringer. What happens to the 88? Very similar to what we just saw. Gets in the corner, loses the back of the car. And gonna turn it around, but fortunately not gonna make any contact. Gonna be able to get gathered back up here. So Dickerson is gonna go around him here in the next couple of corners. But fortunately did not take any damage on the 88 as he's got a good car here today. If he can just keep it going straight, as he's gonna fall back to 5th. All right, Cliff Adams, Benedict Ringer, Brendan McHugh now back up to 3rd after falling back early on. He's now putting some pressure on Ringer for 2nd. The Vortex Motorsports drivers right now, top 3 out of the top 4. It's Vortex Motorsports, Team Joe Gibbs there of Ringer in 2nd. McHugh and Dickerson both of Vortex Motorsports. CZ Motorsports of Zachary Steele in 5th. Another Team Joe Gibbs driver of Kruger in 6th. Bowling from ZZ Motorsports in 7th. And we get back to 8th to see the first Blue Ridge Racing driver of Colton Gardner. All right, this is going to be a battle here shortly. McHugh still trying to make up some ground. Steele now trying to get back around Dickerson. He's about a 0.6 second up the road. And lurking back, and Zach going to lock it up again right there. Jump on the nose cam of the 88, trying to chase down the 44 after making a mistake, falling back a little bit. He was fighting with Ringer for 2nd, turned the car around, was able to recover without making any contact with either wall back there, inside or out. And he is now up here to 5th. We've got about 4 laps left to go. We're on lap number 12 of the 15 for stage number 1. Kruger now picking up some pace. He's making up some ground here on the back of the 83. Does Kruger have anything? He's up 10 spots in this race. Our biggest mover started in the 16th. And you can see Justin using up some racetrack right there, trying to make his way to the front. It looks like we may have had another incident with Connor Fuse. Benedict Ringer's going to short pit here before the end of the stage. So Benedict Ringer going to make his way down pit road. He knows we can go about 20. We were told about 22 laps on fuel, as you heard Todd Rush say earlier. So if he's pitting here early before the end of the stage, and the second stage is only 15 laps, he's going to be able to make it from this pit stop to the end of stage number 2. It looks like maybe Aiden O'Neill with an incident. O'Neill goes around. He's trying to get back, going back straight. The 87 with another issue right here as he is down here in the 11th spot right now, right where he started at. And it goes around again. But Aiden O'Neill's got some damage on that car. He's really struggling to get it around the racetrack. We'll see if he makes his way down pit road here when he makes his way back around to that part of the racetrack. We jump up front. Cliff Adams now 2.6 seconds out in front of McHugh now in second. As Ringer pitted, freed the 32 of McHugh to chase down his Vortex Motorsports teammate. It's 2.4 seconds right now. Let's just take a look here. For this battle for the lead, watch this time shrink down as it looks like McHugh, I mean, he has been charging back up through this field. He looks like the car to beat right now. Let's see if he can reel in Cliff Adams. It's about 2.4, 2.3. And you can see how much faster he gets through that high-speed right-hand corner. He cut down about 0.2 of a second just on that corner. So the 32 looks like the car to beat right now. He is catching Cliff Adams in a hurry. Once he got clear to Ringer, he is coming to the front. Matt Dickerson about 7 seconds behind these two as Matt went around a few laps ago trying to get himself back into this race, but he's going to have a chance here. In about 3 laps, we're going to go to caution here at stage number 1. Everybody get a chance to regroup up as Kruger now has made his way around Steele. Justin Kruger's made his way around Zach Steele for the 4th spot now. Steele falls back to 5th. Kruger looking good here as well. If we look at the last full lap times, fastest car on the racetrack was Brendan McHugh, and he had about 5 seconds faster than Cliff Adams on that last lap. So I don't think anybody really saving tires at this point. As you can see, that lead is now down. When we first looked at it, it was about 4 seconds. It's now down to under a second, which translates to about 5 or 6 car lengths on the racetrack. Now, they are teammates here, so I don't think either one is going to do anything crazy. It looks like there might be a little damage on the car there. The fender's just kind of optical illusion, I think. Adams, McHugh, Dickerson, that's your top 3. Vortex Motorsports. If we look at our teammate graphic here, you can see 1, 2, 3, and Stephen Farrell down there in 15th. So Stephen not having a great night, but the other 3 drivers are right there, all in the podium positions. But Benedict Ringer did pit. He's not going to have to pit when we go to caution here at the stage. So we're going to see Benedict Ringer move back up to the front. I don't see anybody else that really short pitted this unless somebody comes in here this lap. Let's see if anybody else dives down pit road. I could see maybe somebody, maybe Hunter Hughes would be a good position for him. I don't think he'd lose a lap at this point. All right, so Cliff able to get a little more separation. It was down about 0.8 of a second. It's now back up to 9. But Hughes once again, McHugh's once again starting to close in on the back of the 80 Adams. Let's keep an eye on this. Another high-speed left-hand corner. This looks like where McHugh has really been strong at through these higher speed corners. As you can see, just visually making up a little bit of distance there on Adams. All right, let's see if we can find another race on the racetrack. Look at Justin Kruger. Kruger got himself around Zach Steele. He has now caught the 44 of Matt Dickerson for 3rd. Kruger looking to get himself onto the podium. He's driving the wheels off the 29. Now up to, driving the tires off it there too, as he's going to dirt track it around the corner. He's going to lose a lot of ground to Matt Dickerson right there, but he's able to keep it going straight. Nice recovery there. Side by side, back up to the front. McHugh gets up alongside Adams. Adams doesn't really put up much of a fight, but unfortunately Adams going to get loose there off the corner. Got out there in the dirty stuff. I don't think he hit anything right there. Let's go back and take a quick look at that pass. Let's take a look at this battle right here. Adams about 2 car lengths right here. Let's see what McHugh makes up some ground. Adams looks like he just kind of gaped that inside line. McHugh's going to go by on the bottom of the racetrack. They're still side by side down here. And Adams just out there outside of the groove. A little bit of slippery surface out there and just loses the back of the car. It really looked like Adams may have just pulled over and let McHugh go. He knew he was faster at that point. I'm sure they're in a Discord chat somewhere talking to each other. So Brandon McHugh, after running up in the front, getting involved in a couple incidents, falls all the way to the back. I fell back to about 10th, I think was about as low as he went. Let's see if we actually have the chart here. Looks like his lowest position was 13th, so he fell all the way down to 13th. Just made his way all the way back to the lead here in the matter of about 13 laps. So the 32 is definitely the fastest car on the racetrack. But can he do this for another 35 laps once we get to the end of stage number 1, as he's now 4.5 seconds out in front of McHugh. We get back here to this battle once again. Steele starting to reel back in Kruger for 3rd. Matt Dickerson with an issue. Matt falls back here a couple of spots. What happened to Matt? Matt was in 3rd. Let's see if we can find out here. So Matt had an issue earlier when he got together with Ringer. And we've seen a few drivers right in the same corner right here. This is the same corner that looked like Adams also got sideways. We see Matt Dickerson getting the car sideways. Not quite spinning all the way around, but he's going to lose a couple of spots. He's now back to 5th. As we got caution in the air, here we are at the end of stage number 1. And as we complete stage number 1, it's Brendan McHugh, Cliff Adams. Let's see if we can just bring up our top 10 right now. McHugh, Cliff Adams, Justin Kruger, Zachary Steele. It's top 4 in this. Matt Dickerson, Charlie Bowen's done a good job getting himself back up to 6th. Colton Gardner 7th, Cody Zuroff in 8th, Hunter Hughes and Benedict Ringer. That is your current top 10 right now. As we have completed stage number 1, caution in the air. Looks like we're still racing out here, trying to catch the pace car. All right, so pit stops are going to get it away. We're going to take advantage of this here real quick as we get back going here, but we're going to take a quick break. We come back to San Diego, the Half Decent Racing League, see if Brendan McHugh can hang on to this lead here for the next 35 laps. He has got Cliff Adams right there behind him, so we're going to be right back in about 2 minutes.
Now, driver, while the field gets sorted out and someone out there is still trying to find reverse, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in the middle of a race and thought, man, I really wish someone in my headset would tell me what the hell is going on? Maybe you're running out of fuel. Maybe the leader is about to lap you. Maybe you just wrecked half the field and you're pretending it wasn't your fault. Well, driver, that's where I come in. AI Chief, your personal crew chief, race strategist, motivator, and occasionally the only voice of reason between you and the outside wall. With AI Chief you get live race strategy, fuel and pit calls, real-time race updates, savage coaching when you start doing something dumb, and trust me, based on what I've seen out there tonight, some of you really need the help. AI Chief doesn't just tell you when to pit, he tells you when to save fuel, when to push, and when to maybe, just maybe, stop trying to go 3 wide into turn 1. So if you're tired of racing blind, and you'd like a crew chief that actually knows what he's doing, head over to AIChiefRacing.com and let Chief get you sorted out. Because the only thing worse than wrecking is wrecking without knowing why. AI Chief, I've got your back. Now let's get back to the action.
All right, we're back live under caution here as we completed stage number 1. We're going to see if we can find our leader, Brendan McHugh. Let's see. Hey, Brendan, you got Chris in the booth. Are you there, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, Chris?
Good, man. Well, it's been a little bit of an adventure for you out there. You started on the pole of this thing. A little bit of contact there early on, sent you back to about 13th. Man, you have been on a charge coming back to the front. What kind of tell us what you've seen so far in this first 15 laps?
Yeah, well, first off, I feel bad for bumping into the 12 from behind there and getting into him on the first lap. Sorry about that, Jacob. And then, of course, same to Charlie. Just braking points are a little different and should have eased off a little bit, so sorry, guys. But, yeah, it's a fun track. Seems like the car really started to wear and you really needed to change things. Maybe about 7, 8, 9 laps in, something like that. But, yeah, fun track.
Yeah, so the changes, just dialing in a little brake here and there, help you get into the corners a little better.
Yeah, and super important, of course, to try to keep the tires from spinning and locking up when you're braking. So, yeah, trying to take it a little easier.
Well, you definitely look like the car to beat out there right now. I don't want to put any jinx on you at all, but you charge back up through the field. You know, it looked kind of like me when you caught Cliff there. He just kind of pulled over out of the way and let you go. You guys talking about that on the radio?
Yeah, I think it was turn 2 there. He kind of sent it a little deep, so he just said get in there and go. So, yeah, it was nice to have the teamwork there.
Well, thanks for taking the time to jump up here with us. Good luck for the next 34 laps, 33 laps when we go back to green flag racing, and hopefully we'll talk to you after the race.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, man. All right, so that was Brendan McHugh, your leader out there right now. The 32 definitely been the fastest car on the racetrack. He's been from the front to the back to the front of this thing here in a matter of 15 laps. So we're going to end stage number 1. We'll get pit stops going here real quick. Long caution flags here at San Diego. Pits, when they came around the first time, pits were not open, so they had to go around a whole other lap here before they can go down pit road. But also remember, Benedict Ringer did short pit on lap number 12, so we're going to see the 83 right here. He'll be able to stay out on the racetrack where everybody else has to come down and top off with fuel. So let's see how this plays out for Benny, as they call him. Let's see if we can get Benny up here in the booth with us. Hey, Benny, you got Chris in the booth. Are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Well, a little bit different strategy than everybody else. It looks like you short pitted here on lap number 12. How do you think that's going to play out for you here? What's the plan?
I'm just gonna try to basically what I did at the start, and just it's really hard to pass here and just hold everyone off. I was hoping more people would go with me, but I guess not.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. I thought we might see a few other drivers take that opportunity to short pit. I mean, I was told we're looking at about field windows about 21 or 22 laps. Is that what you're seeing as well?
I believe so. Something like that, yeah.
Okay. Well, you're looking good out there. Let's see how this plays out for you. There's a couple good hot rods going to be right behind you when we go back to green flag racing. So hopefully you got enough tires up underneath you to hold them off and can take at least if nothing else, take the victory to stage number 2 and hang on for winning this thing.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
All right, brother.
Of course, they're not my forte, but I lit some laps, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, you're looking good out there. Just keep it up, and hopefully we'll talk to you afterwards.
All right.
All right, man. Good luck. All right, that's Benedict Ringer. And let's see if we can find one of our webcam guys here. Let's see here. I don't have Jacob anywhere, but we do have Todd. So let's grab Todd Russ Jr. here. Todd, you got Chris in the booth and you're on the camera, so be nice.
What's up, buddy?
Well, how you feeling out there? It looks like it's a little bit of an adventure here at San Diego. It's not the easiest place to get around. How you feeling so far after 15 laps?
I was feeling great, going. I was turning left and right, and then I turned left a little too hard while I was on the brakes, and I went for a spin. Luckily, with this track being so long, though, it kept me from going a lap down here.
Yeah, only a couple cars a lap down. Connor, Steven, and, well, Matthew didn't even start the race, but right now, running back there in 12th, you got Jacob right there behind you. Jacob was running up from the front, but, what's your strategy here from here on out?
Just wait for people to wreck and don't be in them.
Well, that's a damn good strategy right there. Well, you got your CZ Motorsports teammate Charlie. Charlie's looked pretty strong out there, but he's also got involved in a couple things. He's now back here, falling back there. You guys talking on the radio?
Yeah, we're trying to see what we can do. Charlie's been quick. Zach was running quick. He was running up there with the leaders until he had an issue, and then same with Cody. We all just kind of had self-inflicted wounds on that run, so we're going to try to clean those up.
All right, brother. Well, good luck for the second stage right here, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again before the night is over with, and good luck to you and the rest of the CZ Motorsports teammates.
Sounds good. Thank you, Chris.
All right, brother. All right. So pit stops have completed. Let's see if we can take a look at our pit stop, well, that's kind of small, isn't it? Let's just let's hide that one. I gotta work on that one. Pit stop stats right here. So Benedict Gringer, fuel only back. Did he really only take fuel only? No, he had to take a full 4 tires earlier, so that's not really right. But it looks like everybody else here taking pretty much 4 tires. You can see a bunch of drivers also taking some repairs. Hunter Hughes in the pits a little bit longer. But he's got himself up into 6 right now. I think at this point everybody pretty much has to take 4 tires. I don't think it's really an option. You can hear from some of the drivers that we talked to just how much the tires are wearing off. We got our Todd Steele fans up in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, if you haven't already done it, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, throw babies up in the air, call all your friends, tell them to get on here right now, turn it on the bar. If you're sitting in the bar watching on your phone, tell them to turn it on the TV. But right now, we look at Benedict Gringer. He's short pitted on lap number 12. So he's got 5 laps on those tires. 5 laps more, more on these tires than everybody else just pitted here on lap 17. So we're going to see if he can hang on to the lead. Cliff Adams with a good pit stop. He gets back up towards the front. He's back, going to come up to 2nd. Dickerson in 3rd. What happened to McHugh? Did Brendan McHugh get a black flag? Let's see if we can find it on our notes here. I don't see anything on my timing and scoring that would indicate that, but Brendan on pit road there maybe had a few repairs to do, but he sat on pit road for about 2.5 minutes as we see the 32 trying to make his way back up and then jump the car down the straightaway right there. So McHugh trying to catch back up to the field. Aiden O'Neill still sitting on pit road. Justin Kruger also the long stop. Just not seeing anything on my timing and scoring that indicated a black flag. Wait a minute, I see Barker with a furled up black flag anyway. Not sure what that's about, but unfortunately, Brendan McHugh has worked his way all the way up to the front of this thing. But he, like we said earlier, he'd gone from the front to the back to the front. He's back in the back again. So let's take a look at this this fancy chart we got right here. As you can see right now, it shows him still up in the lead, but we can come back around again. It's going to put him way down to the bottom, as he is now down in 11th. All right, your leader, Benedict Gringer. As we are coming up on the last few corners, we're going to go back to green flag racing. Looks like we're going to have about 13, maybe 12 to 13 laps of green flag racing at the end to get to the end of stage number 2. So can Ringer get a good start right here on those older tires, not spin the tires, get the lead down in turn number 1, ahead of Cliff Adams. Steele and Dickerson right there behind him. Zachary Steele's looked really strong all night. He's got to keep that 88, keep the tires up underneath them, not make any mistakes. He's been quick. He looks to be poised to get his first podium tonight if he can just keep it straight. So keep an eye on the 88. As we're going to come around the last corner here, down the front straight, we're going to see go back to green flag racing here on lap number 19. As we see the cars making their way around that left-hand corner, and Ringer is going to pick up the throttle early. A great start there for the 83. He's going to carry the lead down in turn number 1. Right there behind him, it's Adams and Dickerson. Colton Gardner to the inside of Barker. Barker trying to make his way back to the front. The 12 has been quick as well. But he is going to get around the 41, get back up to 6. Ringer now going to lose the lead off the corner. Looks like he got in the corner a little bit deep as we were looking at that bat on the back. Unfortunate for Ringer, he's now going to fall back to 3rd as it looks like Adams and Dickerson are going to go by. Ringer fighting back on the inside of the 44. He's got the inside line off the corner. Can he get the run off and clear Dickerson, get back into 2nd? Right now, Cliff Adams up the road. Just driving off into the distance right now, but here comes Ringer and Dickerson. Dickerson back to the inside now. Right there behind him is the 88 of Steele. So Ringer with a little bit of a mistake. He fell back to 3rd, but got back up there to 2nd. Started strategy of short pitting is paid off to get him back to the front. Look at Charlie Bolin down on the inside of Gardner. Braking hard into the corner. locks it up, does a good job of keeping it off the 41. He's got McHugh right there behind him. Remember, these two guys got together earlier, the 5 and the 32. McHugh's already up about 3-4 spots on this restart, and he is now back up to 9th behind the 5 right now. See if they can follow each other back up through the field. They've both been quick all night long. Charlie gets a little bit loose, get in a corner. He's going to push up the racetrack. That opens up the bottom for the 32. A mistake there from Charlie Bowling is going to let McHugh get back by him, and here comes Justin Kruger as well. Watch the 29. Can he get by Charlie Bowling there for position number 9? But right now it's a good battle here for second. Bringer's starting to get some heat back in those tires. He's hanging on to second spot. He's got Dickerson right there behind him. We're single file here on lap number 8, lap 19 of 50. As we're coming up about 11 laps to complete stage number 2. Aiden O'Neill with an incident here. Let's see where Aiden's at. Aiden not having a great day in the 87. You can see some damage on the right front once again. He has been around more than once right now, so Aiden O'Neill does not find in San Diego to his liking. All right, Cliff Adams out in front. It looks like really Cliff Adams' only competition right now as far as pace goes is Brendan McHugh in this race. But Brendan right now finds himself back in 8th after a problem on pit road of some kind that we did not see exactly what it was, and he's looking to the outside of Colton Gardner, back to the bottom of the racetrack. And he's got Charlie Bowling to his outside. Charlie going to try to take the long way around. Brendan McHugh on the inside. Not a place you're usually going to see anybody pass, but Charlie makes a good run on the outside. Got the inside line down here. McHugh's going to shut it off. They're side by side, the 5 and the 32. Fighting hard for 8th and 9th. Brendan able to clear the 5 of Bowling as McHugh sets his sail up the road. But Charlie Bowling in the 5 has looked good since got off the trailer. I know he's got a lot of practice laps in, but just did not qualify well. Justin Kruger right there behind him. Up front, we got a battle for second forming up again. As Dickerson's now closing in on the back of Ringer. And Bully Dog Coffee, number 44. Right there, and you can see some damage on the front of the 83. But it doesn't seem to really be affecting his pace right now, as they're starting to gain a little bit of ground. You can also see some damage on the right rear bumper area of the 83. They're starting to gain a little bit of ground on the 80 of Adams. Zach Seal starting to fall back in the clutches of the 12 of Barker. So we see the 12 of Jacob Barker started up in second of this race. Was fighting for the lead early on, got together with McHugh. He's now back here in 5th, so he's been fighting all day long to stay back up here. He was the last car on the lead lap for quite a bit of this race, but now has found his way back up into the top 5. He's really not that far behind our leaders. Only about 2.9 seconds between 1st and 5th right now. So still with an opportunity to get himself a good position, a good finish in this race. And you can just see how rough this track is. iRacing's done a really good job of simulating the rough surface here at the Coronado Naval Base that we're running on tonight. I don't think there's a smooth place on this racetrack. You can just see, I mean, right there, it's pretty much just catching some errors. McHugh looks to the inside of Gardner. Gardner doesn't put up much of a fight. He's going to let him go. He's going to try to cross back under, but unfortunately not able to do it. That is going to let McHugh get back up into 7th. So McHugh, once again, trying to work his way back up to the front. 5 best laps in this race. Matt Dickerson with a 218 Ringer with an 1895 Steel. And really surprising to me that Brendan McHugh is down there in the 5th for the fastest laps in this race right now, because he's definitely shown the most pace. But right now it's 80 of Cliff Adams. He is now 1.4 seconds out in front of Ringer and Dickerson. And Zachary still in the 88. Once again, looking to get his first podium finish of the season. I'm pretty sure 4th would either match or be his best finish of the season. So let's see if Zach can hang on. But he's got the 12 with Jacob Barker. Jacob's been fast. As he's trying to get back up into the top 4. Right there behind him, also Hunter Hughes in the 18 was running well early before going around. We got some good cars trying to make their way back up through the field. Hunter Hughes, McHugh, Gardner, Bowling also trying to make their way back up through the pack here. So we could end up with about a 5 or 6 car battle before this thing is over with. But right now it is all Cliff Adams. The battle is for second. Dickerson takes a peek to the inside of Ringer, thinks a bit of it, tucks back in behind him, gets a little bit looser off the corner. Going to cost him to lose about a car length. And you can see just not a lot of traction out here. And don't forget, Ringer also pitted 5 laps earlier than all these cars around him. So let's see if he can keep this pace up, or if those tires are really going to fall off towards the end of this run, as we've got about 10 laps left to go to complete stage number 2 of the Half Decent Racing League. Dickerson seems to be pretty settled in right there behind Steele. We're going to jump back here and take a look at this battle here. Hughes has caught the back of the 12. McHugh also right there. So everybody with some patriot. It looked like that Gardner with a little bit of issue comes to a stop. That lets Bowling get around for 8. Justin Kruger also with an issue a lap or so ago. He's now falling back here to 12th. What happened to Justin Kruger? Let's see if we can take a look here what happened on the 29. On the racetrack here all by himself. So whatever happened was self-inflicted, and just hit the bump right there. Lost the back of the car, turns it around. Fortunately did not collect anybody there behind him, so unfortunate there for Justin Kruger. He's been making his way up through the field, but he is now going to fall back to 12th. But he will have an opportunity to get gathered back up. Maybe we'll see Justin Kruger short pit here before the end of stage number 2. Might be a good strategy for him back there. We'll see how this plays out. Get himself back up towards the front of the field. All right, a little bit further back, we can see Hunter Hughes under pressure from the 32 of Brendan McHugh. McHugh's going to go to the inside. Brendan's, and he's just going to drive right by the 18. Hunter Hughes really didn't put up much of a fight right there. Brendan was able to get up alongside him and drive past him. That's going to put McHugh back up to 6th. He's got the 12 of Barker just up the road. Once again, thank you to Jacob for sharing the webcam with us, letting us into his home. Man, that webcam's really jumping around like he's actually on the racetrack at San Diego. All right, Ringer starting to lose a little more ground here to Adams. It's now about 1.9 seconds, almost 2 seconds up the road as we take a look here. Oh, and actually Ringer with a mistake right there as we were looking at our leader. It looks like Dickerson was able to get around Ringer. Let's take a quick look at it here. I think Ringer just got into the corner a little bit deep. Let's see what happens here. Is Matt Dickerson able to go up on the inside? Matt just got a great run off the corner. And Benny just really didn't have much of an option. Had to let him go on the inside. So that is going to put Matt Dickerson back up to second. Ringer now back to 4th, and it looks like Zachary Steele closing in on the back of the 83. So the short pit before that stage may have not paid off here for Ringer, as it looks like those tires are starting to go away. And he has got Zachary Steele and the 88 all over the back of him right now. Brendan McHugh, but once again up here to 6th. Let's check in on the 5 of Charlie Bowling. Charlie has had kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? An up and down day here. He started back there in 15th. He's all the way up as high as 6th at one point. And you can see him kind of hanging on in there, but fell back once again to about 8th or about 10th. He's worked his way back up into 8th right now. So Charlie trying to get himself back up into the front of this thing after a poor qualifying effort. And he is now closing on the back of Hunter Hughes. That is for 7th. We take a look at the last lap by. The fastest car on the racetrack was Matt Dickerson at a 2:19.121. Second fastest on the racetrack was Charlie Bowling at a 19.592. So Cam, Matt Dickerson in the 44, reel in Cliff Adams. We've got a lot of drivers, probably half a dozen drivers at this point. It looked like they've had the pace to win this race, but just a few mistakes here and there, and then falling back through the field. As Steele had started to catch Ringer for third. Looks like he made a little mistake. He's going to fall back here into the clutches of McHugh, as McHugh now up to fifth. And he is closing in right on the back of the 88. Watch this battle for fourth and fifth. We're going to stick right here because I think it won't be more than a few more corners, and we're going to see McHugh take a look up alongside of the 88. It looks like Brendan McHugh has probably been one of the... Oh, catch the wall right there. You saw the concrete fly. He's going to look to the outside of Steele. He's going to get a great run down to the corner, and as we were getting ready to say, I think Brendan McHugh has just been one of the better drivers out here today for sure. He's got the brakes set just where he wants them to be. He's able to drive down to the corner a little bit deeper than just about everybody. As we see Bolin taking a look to the inside of Hughes. Barker locking it up right there in front of these two. And around goes Matt Dickerson. Matt Dickerson around once again in the 44. We don't normally see Matt make mistakes right here, but it looks like the 44 is going to go around. He's going to fall all the way back from second to eighth. Let's see if we can see what happened to Matt. He's on the racetrack here pretty much by himself at this point. Well, not pretty much. He is by himself. He's going to get down to the corner, and I think this is the same place he got. It is. It's the same corner. We've seen a couple other drivers go around. It's the same corner we saw Matt go around before the end of stage number 1. So an untimely mistake there from the 44 is going to send him back down into 8th. So we got about 6 laps left to go before the end of stage number 2. Adams now about 6 seconds out in front of Ringer. So right now, as long as it holds up right here, Benedict Ringer's plan of short pitting, getting himself up into the top couple of spots, has paid off for him if he can just hang on here for another 7 laps. But he's got the 32 of Brendan McHugh coming in a hurry, and the 32's got a good hot rod, and he is reeling in the 83 for second. Right there behind him is Zach Steele, but Zach has got his hands full with the 12 of Jacob Barker. As we take a look on board here with Jacob, as he takes a peek to one side of Zachary Steele, you can see a little bit of damage on the 88 right there in front of him. So we see Steele, Barker, Hughes, and Charlie Bolin right here, these 4 cars in line. This is for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. So this looks to be a battle shaping up here pretty soon between the 12 and the 88. Jacob Barker making up a little bit of ground on him right there through that chicane. As we come off the last corner, going to come across the start-finish line here. Bolin hard into the wall off the last corner. Charlie Bolin with a mistake right there. And he made some hard contact with the right side of the car. I know Charlie had a lot of confidence coming into this race. He was feeling really good about it. He got a lot of practice laps in, but a few mistakes, and right there gets into the corner a little bit deep, and I think he's taking some pretty good damage on that right front. And the car just did not want to make that left-hand turn right there. Let's see what happens here on this one. He gets slowed down a little bit more. He's able to get around, but unfortunate there for Charlie Bolin, as he was starting to make up some ground. Take a look here at Todd Rush. Todd also having trouble getting in the corner. Justin Kruger in the 29 has to check up. We talked to Todd a little bit earlier. He was just going to try to make it through the rest of this stage without making any having any issues. But right now, Todd falling back to 12th. He's got the 87 of Aiden O'Neill back there behind him. But up front, it's all Cliff Adams in the 80s. 6 seconds out in front of Benedict Ringer now. And then just a few car lengths back from Ringer is the 32 of McHugh. So don't forget, we've got more action coming your way this week. Tomorrow night, the JWR iRacing Saturday Night Fever. Super Speedway Money Racing at its best. 10 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night. What else you got to do at 10 o'clock? You know, it's Saturday. You don't have to sleep. So don't forget to jump on here with DRSN. Subscribe if you haven't, so you get the notifications so you don't miss out on anything we got going live. As we look at the 32, McHugh makes a nice move to the inside of Ringer. Great car control right there from McHugh in the 32. Able to get up alongside of Benedict Ringer, and Ringer just really couldn't do nothing about it, as he's now going to fall back to 3rd. Hunter Hughes has now worked his way back up into 4th. Barker is back into the top 5. So again, let's just take a look at our lap leaders here in this race. Four different leaders. Adams led 16, Ringer 6, McHugh 3, and Barker got in early and led a lap. Biggest gainers of the race, Charlie Bowling up 8, Kruger up 5, Cliff Adams up 4, and Steele and Hughes both up a deuce. All right, battle. I thought we were gonna have a pretty good battle going on here, but it looks like Steele actually lost a couple of spots here while we were goofing around looking at other stuff, and I let Hughes get by. Barker also got by, so Steele now back to 4th, or excuse me, back to 6th. He was running in 4th, so a little mistake there from Zachary Steele. I don't see it on the timing and scoring to see exactly what happened. Looks like it might have been right here at this point, so let's see if we can see what happened here. As you can see, Steele's up the road. And, oh, he got loose off the corner. And then Barker really doesn't have anywhere to go. He gets into the back, and that's going to let Hunter Hughes make up a twofer right there. So unfortunately there for Zach Steele, got a little loose off the corner. It's going to cost him a couple spots, and not only that, he takes a little bit of right front damage on the 88 as well. All right, back to live racing. Let's look up the racetrack. McHugh has made his way around Ringer, but Ringer's not letting go. Ringer right there behind him. Let's see if he can keep up pace with the 32. We've got 5 laps left to go. We're halfway through this race. 25 down, 25 to go here at San Diego Qualcomm Circuit for the Half Decent Racing League Xfinity Series, brought to you by Sonny's Custom Designs. Hugh driving the tires off. I think you can see him getting really loose right there. He is about 6 seconds now behind Cliff Adams. Looks like Colton Gardner with a furled up black flag. It must be an incident limit. See if we can find some action on the racetrack. Here comes Matt Dickerson in the 44 trying to make his way back up after going around a couple of laps ago. He's reeled in the 5 of Bowling. This is for 7th. And you can see the damage on the right side of the 5 car. I don't think he's going to be able to really put up much of a fight here. But we'll see what happens here as Matt Dickerson closes up on the back of him. Probably doing a good job of fighting that car around. It's got to be towed out a little bit on that right front, I'm assuming, at this point. Right there behind him is Cody Zuroff in the 54. Now, Cody was also up in the top 5 earlier. So we've seen it play out. It's kind of been the story for a lot of drivers here, and get themselves up towards the front, make a mistake, fall back a little bit, try to get back to the front. So this has really been a challenging circuit. Like we talked early on, if you weren't here at the start of the show, it's a newer track for iRacing. It's only been out, the track only came out like last week. We were able to purchase it. You guys get out there and make some laps on it. So most of these drivers do not have much practice. We saw Zuroff getting loose back there in the background. And you're seeing that all day long. There's just not a lot of traction on this surface. You get on the throttle a little too hard. Bowling pushes up the racetrack. It's going to let Dickerson get to the inside. He's got to let him go. Not much of a fight from Bowling right there. He's got some damage on the race car, and as you can see just how hard it is to make those left-hand turns. The car just pushed up the racetrack on him. He's going to lock up right here, getting down into the corner. Zuroff also going to lock up to keep him running over the back of him. ZZ Motorsports teammates right there trying not to get into each other. Bowling with little mistakes, Zuroff with a mistake. That's for 8th and 9th. That's going to let Dickerson get some clean air, get away from those two, and set his sail, or set his sights, not his sail, maybe his sail. Maybe he takes his sail and sets the sights on the 88 of Zachary Steele just up the road in front of him. Up front, Cliff Adams. He had a 7-second lead. What happened to Cliff? I don't have any notification that he had a problem, but he was way out in front of Brendan McHugh and Benedict Ringer. He must have made a mistake somewhere as we were watching the race in the middle of the pack right there. But it is now only 1 second. McHugh has reeled in Cliff Adams now at this point. It is closing. It's now under. As we can see right here, it is now right at 1.1 seconds. So Ringer's going to dive down in the pits. He's going to try the short pit again. Lap 26. Now, we're not going to have another caution after this unless there's some big, huge incident that really blocks up the whole field. But Ringer's going to come down pit road. O'Neill's going to come down pit road. Who else is that? It looks like Barker is going to short pit here. So we're going to have a second stage here at lap 30. We'll go back to racing probably with about 17 or 18 laps. But once again, same situation. I mean, it just feels like deja vu here. At the end of stage 1, it was Cliff Adams and Brendan McHugh going at it. McHugh ended up winning the stage. And here we are again. McHugh in the 32 closing in the back of the 80 with about 3 laps left to go here in stage number 2. As we see a few drivers down on pit road, the 12 of Barker, Ringer, and O'Neill. So a short pit here from the 87 O'Neill. He has not had a great day. He has struggled mightily here at San Diego. Down here in 13th, I think he's still on the lead lap at this point. So O'Neill would find himself up towards the front of this thing. Now it looks like he's a lap down. So the 87 is 1 lap down. All right, let's see if Brendan McHugh can reel in Adams. Hunter Hughes with a good job. He's got himself back up into the top 3. Zachary Steele now has released into 4th as Ringer and Barker also come down pit. And Ringer's still on pit road. So a long stop there from Ringer. I mean, that was 1 minute 44 seconds. Maybe getting some more repairs done. As McHugh goes back to the lead. McHugh back around the outside of Cliff Adams. Adams just kind of lets him go, as we saw earlier at the end of stage number 1. And Brendan McHugh started on a pole, won stage number 1. Let's take a look at this chart here. That looks like somebody with a bad heart. Brendan McHugh on the pole, first lap all the way down to 13th. Made his way back up to the front. Fell off the mountain again all the way down here at about 12th. And has just slowly climbed his way back up to the front. And he now finds himself back in the lead here on lap 28, or 29 actually, as we just complete lap number 28 as we come across the start-finish line. Couple laps left to go here in the stage. Let's take a look at the battle here for 4th and 5th. It's Steele and Dickerson. As Matt's now up to 5th. So a good run here from Matt once again. He's been up towards the front of this thing. He's been up in the top 3. Made a couple unusual mistakes there. We don't usually see Matt making those mistakes that he made early. He's been around twice on his own. And here comes Steele now up along the inside of Hunter Hughes. Does he have the position? No, not quite up alongside. Has to back out of it. 3-car battle here. This is for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Hughes, Steele, and Dickerson right now. A little further back is the 54 of Cody Zuroff. Let's see if Zach can find a little bit of line up underneath the 18 of Hunter Hughes. Not able to get up alongside for that 3rd position, but here comes Dickerson looking for a line on the inside. The 44 takes a look to the inside of the 88. The 80 blocks off the line. This is the battle on the racetrack to keep your eyes on it right now. 3rd, 4th, and 5th as we're coming to the end of stage number 2. Hunter Hughes, Zachary Steele, Matt Dickerson. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Up front, it's still Brendan McHugh. Cliff Adams not letting go, about 0.4 of a second back right at the 80, trying to come back at him here. Steele pushes a little wide. Hughes gets loose right there. Not able to get up alongside. We've got some good patriotic themes out here this week as we're coming up on 250. U.S. Soccer sponsor 8. Oh, Steele with a mistake right there. That's going to let Dickerson get by for 5th. Around the 8, outside goes the 44. Zach does not push the corner too hard. Stays down on the bottom. Lets Matt get around there. Now back up to 4th. Zach's going to fall back to 5th. So Zach has had a really good car, but a few untimely mistakes when he really needed to be perfect has cost him some spots, and he's now back to 5th. Once again, we take a look here at Cliff Adams. He's now lost some ground. He's about 1.6 seconds, 1.7 seconds back as we're coming up next time across the line. Where are we at on the racetrack here? We just started lap 30. So next time by the flag stand will be the end of stage number 2. It's McHugh, Adams, Hughes. That's your top three. Matt Dickerson now back to fourth. He is trying to reel in the 18 to make it a Vortex Motorsports all the podium right now. And all Vortex Motorsports podium. That's the right way to say that. And once again, that's the same corner we've seen Matt have struggle with. He gets loose once again. That's let Zach Steele make up a little ground. So Steele's starting to come back at him in the 88. And Zach gets loose right there. Throttle control is the key here at San Diego. We've seen a lot of drivers losing the back of the car multiple different times. Let's look throughout the field right here. Aiden O'Neill's going to come down to pit. Ringer, once again, short pitted. He short pitted with Barker. Back here on lap 27. Actually, why is it showing Barker pitted on lap 17? Alright, so Kruger and Ringer both pitted early. We'll see how that plays out. I thought I saw Barker come down and pit earlier. They pitted back on lap 27, so my timing and scoring's a little bit off. We're having little bugs with it here and there, so. Alright, McHugh out in front. Gonna come through the last couple of corners. Caution will fly when you come around the line this time. It'll be the end of stage number 2. So the 32 so far has been perfect. Sat on the pole, won stage number 1. Looking to win stage number 2 as he's about 3 seconds out in front of Cliff Adams now at this point. Looking for the clean sweep here. McHugh's going to come across the line this time. Make that last left-hand corner. And why I don't see the caution. There it is. Caution. Barney threw the caution a little bit late right there. Caution in the air. That is going to be the end of stage number 2. We're going to slow down this time to get behind the pace car. I think we just want to get our pit stop a little sooner. Last time they kind of zoomed by the pace car when it was coming out and had to let it catch up. So right now, McHugh with the win in stage number 2. We see Hunter Hughes going to come across the line third here for a stage finish. Matt Dickerson fourth. Zachary Steele, Cody Zuroff. As a matter of fact, we'll take a look one more time at our top 10 grid here. As we end to stage number 2, it's Brendan McHugh, Cliff Adams, Hunter Hughes, Matt Dickerson, your top 4. Then Zachary Steele in 5th, Cody Zuroff 6th, Charlie Bowling in 7th right now, Colton Gardner, Todd Rush Jr. up to 9th. A good run there for Todd, and Barker now up to 10th. So that is your top 10 right now here at the end of stage number 2. So once again, we're going to take this opportunity, step away for just a minute, get myself a drink. We've been going at it here for a little while, about an hour and 17 minutes here into this race, 30 laps down. We've got 20 laps left to go. We're going to be right back in just a few minutes.
The Collateral Damage Sports Network overlays can take your broadcast to the next level. Whether you want to kick off the show with our all-new infographics or wrap it up with our Race Results 2.0 with podium and superlatives. In the race, dive in to see who got on and off pit road the fastest, and then use our head-to-head plug-in package to know exactly when your driver will catch the leader. For your onboard cameras, you've got to have the tower telemetry. Then for the rest of your broadcast, keep up with all the action with alerts for penalties, off tracks, and other events, stage break grids, alternative leaderboards, special event plugins like the Indy 500 qualifying, and a ton more to keep up with all your favorite drivers from start to finish, from country to country, and pull your standings directly from SimRacer Hub. Join all of our elite broadcasting partners and find your next broadcast upgrade at CollateralDamageSportsNetwork.com.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one. Premier Racing Setups is the longest.
Well, we're back to live. These caution flags here at San Diego are really freaking long. We don't usually get a chance to play 2 or 3 commercials like that in a row, but they haven't even completed the first lap under caution. We haven't even had anybody get down pit road yet, but that's all the commercials we have to play. But admin box, don't forget to use the code DRSN-BOXX for a discount on your order there at admin box. It looks like Aiden O'Neill in 87 is going to get the wave around here. He's going to be the lucky dog, get himself back onto the lead lap. So Brendan McHugh started on the pole. This thing, we showed the graph earlier. He's been up and down throughout this race, finds himself back out in front. Well, I'm not going to say finds himself. He worked his way back up to the front. He's definitely got the best car out there tonight. Fewest mistakes. Jacob Barker is going to inherit the leader as he pitted on the short pit. Ringer actually, Benedict Ringer short pitted here back on lap 27, and he's going to come down pit road once again. So I'm not sure what the strategy there was from the 83, but he did pit. And I thought that was to get himself moved up through the field, but he's going to pit here once again. And unfortunately, that's going to move him down the field. So Benedict Ringer pitted back on lap 27. Going to get himself back up in front after starting in second. It got involved with an incident with McHugh early on in this race. So the 12 now back out in the lead. As you can see, the lights are out on the pace car. So we're going to go around one more time. Cliff Adams looks like he's going to win the race off of pit road. Looks like McHugh and Dickerson right there with him. So Cliff Adams with another good pit stop, about a second better in and out of the pits than Brendan McHugh. I'm not sure if Brendan had a little more repairs to do. Matt Dickerson there in 4th, Hunter Hughes in 5th. Ringer is going to come out in 6th. I think maybe Benedict just came in to take a little fuel. Did not take any tires. He was only in the pits for about 6 seconds. So even though we were kind of questioning his strategy right there, it looks like it's going to pay off. He's going to get back up into 6th. Steele in 7th now. Todd Rush moving up through the field. He's now up to 8th. But let's see if we can find any of our drivers here in the chat. Hey, Matt, you got Chris in the booth. Are you there?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Well, a little uncharacteristic for you tonight. You made a couple mistakes there. Look about in the same corner right there. What have you learned so far here in this first 30 laps?
Sorry, I missed that. The race controller's talking.
Oh, no worries. They need to shut up.
There you go. No. What did you say now?
No, I was saying a couple uncharacteristic mistakes there from you. We don't usually see that, but you've turned the car around a couple of times. Are you making any changes here to maybe correct that here in this last 20 laps?
Yeah, just need to, I guess, calm down. 2 of them were in the same spot, right, dropped down to the first. I think just getting on the throttle too hard, so I'll figure it out. I got the speed, like I came back up through again, but we just got to calm down and, just let it come to me, I guess. See what happens.
It looks like there's not a lot of traction out there. You're really having to roll in the throttle off the corners here to keep the car up underneath of you.
Yeah, there's like 2 corners where you got to drop down in the first, and that's where it really gets super loose. I think it's like turn 3. There's like a tight left-hander. And then towards the end somewhere, there's another tight left where you got to drop down at first and be super careful with it. But yeah, it's hard, man, getting on the throttle and then, not buzzing your tires and wearing them out too, making it even worse.
Well, Vortec Motorsports looking really strong. Yourself, Brendan, and Cliff all looking like the class of the field right here. But we've seen some other guys running good. Hunter's been up here to the front. Benny's also been running pretty well. Do you think you guys can make it a 1-2-3 here on the podium if you can just keep it up underneath of you?
I mean, we're gonna try, man. Yeah, it's been pretty close though. I mean, I feel like there's probably 5 or 6 guys that have been running right up front that could win. So we'll see what happens, man. It'd be cool to get a 1-2-3.
All right, brother. Well, good luck out there for the rest of the race. We won't bother you anymore, and thanks for jumping in here with us, and we'll talk to you afterwards.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
You betcha. All right, that was Matt Dickerson. He's sitting there in third right now on this restart. Got a couple more corners left to go. We'll get back to green flag racing once again. We're going to have it looks like about 18 laps of green flag racing here at the end. We will not have any full course cautions, I would assume, unless the whole field piles up and race control feels like they need to throw one. Last car on the lead lap right now is the 5 of Bowling. Charlie Bowling was down in the pits for about 3 minutes trying to get as many repairs on the 5 as he could. So Charlie's had some really good pace here. He was fast in practice, made a mistake in qualifying, was not able to get a qualifying lap in, so he had to start way back in 15th. But he's got some repairs done. He's trying to catch up to the field. I'm not sure if he's going to catch the pack here before they go green flag racing. He was in the pits for quite a long time. He's got Aiden O'Neill up the road in front of him. And they are trying to catch the field as they're the leaders here. Just got a few more corners left to go. We're going to keep an eye on our map, but I don't think O'Neill or Charlie are going to catch the back of this field before we go green flag. We've got just a couple of corners left to go. Do this little chicane here through 14 and 15. Just turn 15 right at this left hand, and then we'll get down to this little short straightaway down to turn 16. It's going to be Jacob Barker. Jacob's got a little bit older tires on his car to see if he can hang on to the lead. Make our way around this last corner. Let's see where Jacob picks up the throttle. He's going to get on it right there. Green flag in the air one more time to start the last stage here at San Diego. Jacob Barker is going to take the lead into one. Cliff Adams right there with him. Brendan McHugh this time is going to stay up in the top 3. He's not having to charge through the field, so let's see what the 32 can do. Oh, he gets in the corner hard, gets into the back of the 12 of Barker. Going to catch the tire barrier. McHugh has just been so fast getting in the corners. I do not think he expected Barker to be checking up that much right there. And you can see the heavy contact there on the back of the 12. The back bumper pretty well shoved in right there. But fortunately, Barker did not go around. It was Barker and McHugh that got together on lap number 1 that sent Jacob Barker to the back of the field. And right now, McHugh's going to fall back to 7th. So Brendan doing everything he can to make it challenging for himself. Coming from the back to the front. Now he's back in 7th again. Can he make his way through the field? He's got the 88 of steel right there in front of him. Let's take a look up here right now. You can see McHugh taking a look to the inside of steel. He's going to make the pass right there and make it easy. Right up the road in front of him is Benedict Ringer, and Benny has been running really well. Let's see if we can go back and take a look here. What happened on this restart? So we're going to see the 32. And they come down to the corner right there. Cliff's going to get inside. The Adams is going to get inside of Barker here. And Barker just does not get into the corner. He's checking it pretty hard. And McHugh just does not get checked up enough and gets into the back of the 12. Fortunately, they're both able to continue. McHugh looking for a place to rejoin right here. And he gets back into the field. And he's now back up to 5th. So right now it's Cliff Adams. And once again, Cliff has found his way to the front as he has at the start of the last couple of stages. And he has got Jacob Barker in the 12 right there behind him. Matt Dickerson still there in 3rd where he restarted at. Hunter Hughes in 4th. Ringer 5th. McHugh now back up to 6th. All right, we're going to keep an eye on the 32s. Watch his pace right now. Right there behind him is Steele in 7th. Zach's had a good run. He's been up in the front of this field for a good part of the day. He finds himself back here a little bit further back in 7th. And he's got Cody Zuroff right there behind him. Kruger, the 29 of Justin Kruger, has also showed some pace, but just not. And he gets loose right there again. It's about the 2nd and 3rd time we've jumped over the cam from Kruger. I think we got maybe broadcaster curse, unfortunately for Justin. We jumped over the camera. He gets loose, spins the car around, makes a little contact with the wall right at the start-finish line. So Justin now going to fall back to 13th. All right, Jacob Barker now has got his hands full with the 44. If we take a look to the back of the 12 car, you can see Matt Dickerson right there with him, Hunter Hughes in the 18 also there. Hunter's close enough that if Matt can find a way up alongside of Barker, he may be able to follow him past. So we're going to see what happens here. Keep an eye on this battle for second, third, and fourth. And a little ways back right there, you can see the 32 of McHugh back there in fifth. But let's take a look at our second place driver, Jacob Barker. You can see the focus on the face of the 12 right there. He's trying to hang on. He's got two good cars right there behind him right there, if Dickerson and Hughes. Can he hang on to the second place finish here for another 17 laps? It's a long way. That's about 34, 35 minutes of racing. It's going to be a long time to hold on 4-lap older tires than the rest of the cars around you. There's Zach Steele back here in 7th right now. He's trying to catch Ringer there in 6th. Got Cody Zuroff at CZ Motorsport. We got actually CZ Motorsports right there together on the racetrack. 7th, 8th, 9th, and Bowling now down to 12th. Look at our Vortex Motorsports teammates. First, 3rd, 5th, and 15th for Farrell. So Farrell's out of this race. Blue Ridge Racing right now in 2nd. Let's turn off that cam so you can see the rest of the drivers on Blue Ridge Racing. 2nd, 10th, 14th. And then we have our race controller, Corey Bodeno, in the street stock choose cone car. And we're going to hide this right now because I think we're about ready to have a battle for second as Matt Dickerson is reeled up on the back of the 12. Look at McHugh. McHugh is going to make his way around the outside of Hunter Hughes in the 18. We have not seen anybody make that pass on that corner all day long. Brendan McHugh now back up to 4th. Once again, he has showed to have the fastest car all day long. But a couple of mistakes right there, a couple of unforced mistakes from the 32 have made this a little more difficult for him now as he finds his way behind his teammate. And Barker into the outside wall. Barker into the tires. Running in 2nd. I don't know if anybody was close enough to make contact right there. We'll go back and take a quick look at it here and see what happened to Barker. Matt Dickerson's right there behind him, but he's about a car length behind. I think this may be an unforced error here on the 12. He's going to get in the corner a little too deep. The car's going to push. He just missed his braking point. Unfortunate there for Jacob. He worked his way back up into the top 3, and he is now back to 8th. Just got in the corner a little too deep. Just could not get it woed up. Make the turn. That is going to free up Matt Dickerson and Brendan McHugh. And as we talk to Matt Dickerson, right now we're currently looking at a Vortex Motorsports podium. 1, 2, 3. Hunter Hughes right back there in the 4th spot trying to break it up. Benedict Ringer's pulled a little bit different strategy in this race. He's back here in 5th. Must not have gotten enough fuel on that short pit before the end of stage number 2 and had to come back down pit road at the end of stage number 2. Okay, battle going on here with Zuroff and Zachary Steele. We've still got some Steele fans up in the chat. Let's hear you out there. Zach doing a great job. He's up here in 6th right now. He's been running up in the podium spots. Could be one of Zach's better finishes on this season. He's looked really good here today. Right in front of him is the 83 Ringer. Now, Ringer did pit for tires about 4 laps sooner, so let's see if he can hang on for another 16 laps. We've seen the tires fade off. All right, McHugh now has weighed his way onto the back bumper of Matt Dickerson. And nobody on the racetrack today that we have seen has been able to get into the corner any deeper than Brendan McHugh and not lose too much momentum off. And just look at the car bouncing on this. I mean, this surface is just rougher than hell. We're going to have to watch some NASCAR races this weekend because I think you're going to see some pretty good action. Just as we just said right there, look at McHugh close it in on the back of Matt Dickerson in that corner. He's just got a lot more faith in the car right there. He's able to drive it deep into the corner and makes up so much ground right there. And Matt's going to get a little bit loose right there. We've seen Matt with a couple of mistakes right there. He's got to hang on right now for 2nd. 1, 2, 3. All over the top of each other. You can throw a blanket over him right now. Adams, Dickerson, and McHugh. Anybody's race at this point, but they are teammates, so I don't see anybody doing anything crazy. But when it comes down to the last lap, you may throw the teammate out the window. And Matt Dickerson is your point leader. Here goes McHugh up along the inside of Dickerson. He's going to miss the corner, lock it up. So as we've been bragging on Brendan, been able to get in the corner a little bit deeper than him, he makes a mistake right there. He got alongside of Matt Dickerson, but got in the corner a little too deep, locked up the front brakes, missed the corner, and not only is he going to lose that second spot or give it back to Matt Dickerson, but he is also going to fall about 2 seconds back of this battle for the lead. But he's got 15 more laps to make it up. Let's see if we can go back and take a quick replay at that. So we're going to see Brendan right here does a really good job of getting up alongside of Matt here for position. So Matt moves over. That opens up the outside lane to the 32. As you make their way down to the corner, he's up on the inside and just can't get stopped in time. Does a good job of actually does a really good job of not hitting anything at that point, but he's going to lose that spot. Justin Kruger with another incident at the 29. With another problem here. He is falling back now to 12th. So Justin, although he's looked like they have some good pace at times, has not had a day he wants to remember here as well. And it looks like he just gets in a little deep, just drives it right into that tire barrier. Good thing that tire barrier was there. He'd have been into the concrete. All right, Adams, Dickerson, McHugh, one more time, and you can see Brendan. He lost a lot of ground, but he is already reeling in the 44 for second. Keep an eye on this battle. Bowling back here, trying to get hit around his CZ Motorsports teammate, Todd Rush. So Charlie made a late stop there, trying to get some repairs done at the end of stage number 2, but was not able to. I don't think he even caught the field by the time we went back to green flag, so he's really having to make up a lot of extra ground. Back on the roof cam of the 32. We got 14 laps left to go. Can he find a way around the 44? Has to check up a little bit off the corner right there. Battle for second and third right now on the screen. Brendan doing a great job right here. Let's see if he can reel in. Well, he's already reeled him in. Let's see if he can find a way around the 44. Yeah, you're right. Oh, contact with the inside wall right there. Little mental error. Turned in a little soon. I'm telling you, Brendan's doing everything he can to throw this race away. He's been the fastest car, but he's just made about 3 or 4 mistakes that have really cost him, but he ended up coming back, winning stage number 1, winning stage number 2. And here he is trying to make his way back to the front, but he's got a couple good cars in front of him. Matt Dickerson and Cliff Adams, they are not going to roll over and move out of the way in a hurry. And you're right, Austin, there in the chat. This is a tough track. We've seen it all week long. A lot of different league races going on here at San Diego, and it's not an easy place to get around for sure. But right now, it's the top 3 with Adams, Dickerson, and Hughes a little ways back to the 18 of Hunter Hughes in 4th. Sorry, McHugh in 3rd. Hunter Hughes in 4th, Ringer in 5th. Cody Zuroff back in the 6th spot. Barker now back up to 7th. Steele's falling back to 8th. So Jacob also had a tough day going on here right now, but he's back here in 7th right now. Started in 2nd. Got involved in a lap 1 incident. Fell back towards the back. He got his way back up to the front. Contact with himself and McHugh on the restart at the end of stage number 2. But fortunately was able to keep it going, and then a few laps later made a little mistake. Turned the 12 around, sent him back down here out of the top 5 down here in 7th. Other webcam driver, Todd Rush Jr. Oh, look at Bowling. Bowling misses the corner in the 5. An unforced error from Charlie Bowling right there. As we were taking a look at Todd able to get back around him right there. And as we were goofing around one more time, Brendan McHugh made his way around Matt Dickerson. We're going to go back and check the replay here. Watch the 32. Matt gets into the corner a little bit deep right there. That opens up the bottom of the racetrack to McHugh. And Matt's just going to give him the bottom line. He really doesn't have no option at this point. They're going to make their way. And that's been Matt's trouble corner right there. Does a good job off the racing line, able to hang on to it right there. We've seen Matt go around twice right there, but he's going to lose that spot to McHugh. And that is going to be the race for second. And once again, this is deja vu, deja vu. We've seen this already at the end of stage number 1, at the end of stage number 2, and we're going to see it again here at the end of the race. Cliff Adams with the lead, Brendan McHugh chasing him down. Got to throw on some turbo tires. Yeah, I think Todd's going to need more than turbo tires. He's going to need a rocket engine behind that thing if he's going to catch up to these guys up here in the front. Todd doing a really good job back there in 10th. He was just hoping to finish this race in the top 10, and that's where he's at right now. So Todd Rush Jr. started in 12th. He's up to 10th. We got some fans up in the chat, but we're going to watch this battle for the lead here. Brendan McHugh is now reeling in Cliff Adams. Let's take a look at our... I don't think our catch times are working very well out there. So we're going to use this version of it here. 9/10 of a second. Down to 8/10 of a second. Watch when they get into the corner right here. You can see Cliff get a little separation through that high-speed right-hand corner. Well, I think where Brendan's really been making up time, if we could have a chart of it, is in the slow-speed corners. You can see right there he cuts in about 1/10 of a second at that point. Gets up off the corner. So this is our battle for the lead. The closest battle we have on the racetrack at this point, too. 12 laps left to go. 50 laps of action here at San Diego. These guys have got to be wore out. Let's take a look here. I mean, this has been racing going on for about 1 hour and 40 minutes now. That's a long time in the sim rig. It's a long time for me sitting here calling this thing, so I know what it's like for those guys out there. They've been wheeling back and forth, doing some heel toe on the brake and the clutch. But we see the 32 of Brendan McHugh. He is reeling in Cliff Adams. 12 laps left to go. Where are we on the racetrack? Looks like we're at about turns. Oh, McHugh's going to get sideways. Once again, he had caught Cliff Adams. And I think Brendan McHugh's like, you know what, dudes? I think I just need a little more of a challenge here. Needed a little bit more. He was trying to reel in Cliff Adams. It makes another mistake. Gets sideways right there off the corner. And he falls back about 3.5 seconds now behind Cliff Adams. Back into the grasp of the 44. The grasp, I would say that word completely. Of the 44 of Dickerson. All right, let's see what he can do now. He's going to have to do it again for about the 4th or 5th time. Cliff Adams won last week at Pocono. He wants to go back-to-back. Be his 5th win on the season if he can pull it off here tonight. We take a look at Cliff Adams here. Season standings. He's sitting 3rd in the points right now behind Dickerson and Jesse Singleton. Jesse not here tonight, so I think we're going to see probably Cliff move up into 2nd. 4 wins on the season, 8 top 5s, 10 top 10s. So Mr. Consistency, Cliff Adams right here, out in front. Can he hang on for 12 more laps? He's got the 32 of McHugh coming up on the back of him. And already, Brendan's reeled back in about 1/2 second since making that mistake. Dickerson getting a little loose off the corner. Let's look back through the field here a little bit. Charlie Bowling back here one more time after missing that corner, making a mistake, catching a tire barrier. He's caught his CC Motorsports teammate of Todd Rush. And I don't think Todd saw him coming with a head of steam right there. I think Charlie thought he was going to give him that outside line. Todd didn't give him much space right there. Charlie has to kind of hit the wall to avoid the contact. So now he's back up on the 55. You can see some damage on the left front of the 55 of Todd Rush. So Charlie right there with him. This is back here for 10th and 11th. As we're keeping an eye on the battle up front. Charlie gets loose again right there down the straightaway. So you can see just how tough it is going over that bump on the racetrack, or that little hill right there, ovulation, whatever you want to call it. As Charlie just lost the back of the car once again, coming up off over that hill. All right, Matt Dickerson right back up on the back bumper of the 32 of McHugh. McHugh now about 1.9 seconds back of our leader. Zachary Steele right here, back there in the 8th spot. He's got Jacob Barker right in front of him in 7th. Zach trying to get himself another top 10 finish. Started in 8th, and that's where he's at right now. He had ran up into the top 3 or 4 spots there for a while. Looks like maybe Colton Gardner with an issue here in the 41 as well. Colton back here in 9th. Colton really not finding San Diego to his liking. Back in 10th, we've got this battle going on with Todd Rush and Charlie Bowling. I don't know why I paused in Todd Rush's name. Isaac Gibson, thanks, buddy. Good morning to you. It's nighttime here. I'm guessing you're somewhere in another country, but thanks for joining into the chat. Appreciate you joining us here at San Diego for the Half Eastern Racing League as we see this battle right going on for 10th and 11th right now. We're going to keep checking in on the Battlefield League. We don't want to miss anything. We've already had that happen a couple times. We've been goofing around looking at other stuff, and all of a sudden something happens up front. It's down to about 1.2 seconds now. 11 laps left to go. Come across the line this time. The complete lap number 40. We got 10 to go. 10 laps left to go. McHugh up alongside of Adams. A big run right there. Adams is going to fall back to second. Dickerson also going to get by. Adams and Dickerson now side by side. See, I told you we were goofing around there and we didn't see when Adams definitely made a mistake right there. Let's see if we can see what happened. Let's take a look at the 80. He comes off the... Oh, he gets into the outside wall right there. If we were looking at that starter cam, we didn't see that. Comes off the final corner, hits the outside wall. That is probably one of the first mistakes we've really seen Cliff Adams make all day long. And unfortunate for him, that's going to cost him the lead. As the 32 of McHugh back out in front. Adams definitely got some right front damage on that car. Let's see if it really affects him on the left-hand turns. As here comes Matt Dickerson looking to the inside. All right, as we've said more than once in this race, the 32 of Brendan McHugh, I like how that rhymes a little bit there, has definitely been the fastest car of the night. But he has been up and down the field. Adam gets loose right there off the corner. He's now got himself out in front. Can he keep it straight? Because he's got two good cars right there behind him. Cliff Adams has led the most laps in this race. Matt Dickerson right there in third, and Adams really fighting that car. Not too far behind him is the 83 of Benny Ringer. Ringer's starting to make up some ground here right now on the top three. Tires must be equalizing out because he did not. He took tires about 4 laps earlier than the top three up in front of him. And there goes Dickerson around Adams. And Dickerson with a mistake into the tire barrier. The 44 is going to hit the tire barrier in the chicane. You can see the smoke coming out of the car. He has heavy damage. A meatball flag for Matt Dickerson. He has got a tow to the pits. What happened right there? See if we can catch a wider angle of this shot here. That's not really the one we want. There we go. So we can see Adams right there in front. Dickerson closing in on the back of him. This is second and third. So let's see what happens here. We're going to watch this in slow-mo. He gets to the inside right here of Adams for second. They're coming up into the chicane right there. You can see the tire barrier on the inside of the racetrack. He's already getting loose. Getting on the brakes, get into the corner. He's going to lose the back of the car. And as he starts to correct it, you're going to see the front snap around. And he's going to drive right into the tire barriers. Head on. Matt Dickerson, he may not be out of this race, but he is definitely out of contention. So unfortunate right there for your points leader. Not going to have the finish he'd hoped for. That's going to put him, and you can still see the car sitting there on, I mean, it pretty much looks like it's on fire. Where's the safety crew? Get the safety crew down to the 44. All right, Brendan McHugh, Cliff Adams, Benedict Ringer now in a podium spot, and he's got some pace right here. He's actually making up some ground here on the 80 of Adams. He's got 9 more laps to go. Can he catch Cliff Adams for second? And here is Zach Steele going at it with Cody Zuroff right now. Let's take a look at the stats here for Zach. Zach was 6 top 5s on the season. Trying to get himself another one if he can make his way around Zuroff. So we have lost in this race. We started with 15. We had 16 at the start of the flag. Matthew Hobbs did not take the green flag, so we started the race with 15 cars. We're now down to 11, basically 10, as Matt Dickerson looks to maybe have... Oh, he's coming up pit road, so Matt's actually going to get back out onto the racetrack. So it looks like he was able to take some quick repairs right there. Might have had one fast repair. I think he had to have a fast repair, the way that car looks right there. So one fast repair for these guys. So Matt finds his way back on the racetrack, but he's way down here in 11th, where we have lost Charlie Bowling. We've lost Aiden O'Neill, Connor Few, Stephen Farrell. have all fallen out of this race, so we've only got 11 cars left on the lead, or on the racetrack, and all 11 are on the lead lap. Once again, let's take a look at our lap leader. Cliff Adams definitely led the most laps. He's led 26 out of the 41 laps that are completed. McHugh's led 7, Ringer with 6, Barker able to get up there and lead 3 laps. Take a look at our biggest gainers of the race. Kruger up 6. Is Justin still in this race? Bowling up 3, but he is out. Adams up 3. Todd Rush Jr. up 3, and Steele now up 2. Let's take a look at our wrench wranglers, as we call it. Who spent the most time on pit road getting repairs? And Aiden O'Neill with 4 minutes of repair. Bowling with almost 4. Hobbs with nearly 3. Kruger with 2.5 minutes of repairs. Dickerson with 1:40, and McHugh also with 1:40. So as we're looking at that, we don't want to miss this, because here comes the 83 of Benny Ringer. Benny as they call him, Benedict, whatever. Friends call him Benny. I don't know if we're still his friend, but we can call him Benny. So he has now made his way up, back up to 3rd. He's reeling in the 80 of Cliff Adams for 2nd. At this moment, with 8 laps left to go, this looks like about the only battle shaping up on the racetrack. A little farther back is the 18 of Hughes. It looks like maybe Todd Rush Jr. with a mistake right there. He's going to lose this spot back to Kruger. Todd was in 9th. And once again, some more damage. You can see Todd fighting it right there off the corner. So let's take a look here at the 55. See what happened here to Todd. But Justin Kruger right there behind him. Let's see if there's any contact or if it's kind of an unforced error. Kruger gets up along the inside. Forces Todd out there in the marbles and just can't get stopped in time. Fortunately, did not make any contact, but he lost a lot of ground right there. And that is going to give 9th over to Justin Kruger. Matt Dickerson about 37 seconds behind those two, but looks like about 11th is the best Matt can hope for at this point. Unless something happens to the 2 cars up in front of him. But right now, your leader still the 32 of Brendan McHugh. We'll go back here. We'll kind of go through the field here. Let's just do this. We've got too many toys at our disposal, I think. So Brendan McHugh from Concord, North. What accent was that? Concord, North Carolina. There you go. That's better. Out in front of this thing. Cliff Adams in 2nd. Another North Carolina driver. Benedict Ringer back in 3rd. Out of Nebraska. Lincoln, Nebraska driver back in the 3rd spot. Hunter Hughes in 4th. We don't know where Hunter is from. He's from mysterious land. Genoa, is that how you say that? Genoa, Ohio for Cody Zuroff in the 5th spot. Let's see, has Cody had any top 5s this season? 1 top 5, looking to get his 2nd top 5 on the season. Cody right now running in 5th. A little further back, it's the 88, another Concord, North Carolina driver of Zachary Steele. Everybody's from North Carolina. Asheville, North Carolina. Number 12 of Jacob Barker. I'm surprised we run so late on Friday nights. All these East Coast drivers. Colton Gardner also, I don't know, we should just call this the North Carolina League instead of the Half Decent League. Back there in 8th, in the 9th spot, is Justin Kruger from Sarasota, Florida. Todd Rush Jr. right there behind him out of Kissimmee, Florida. And Justin Kruger's going to fall back. Rush is going to get by him there for 9th. And then it's back here to the 44 from Ocala, Florida. Matt Dickerson trying to make his way back up to the into the top 10 after making a mistake. All right, let's take a look at our battle for 2nd. We've got 7 laps left to go, about 6.5 laps left to go at this point. Ringer gets in deep right there, makes up a lot of ground. Surprised he was able to get the car stopped. You saw the back of the car start to come around on him. He is now looking to the inside of the 80 Adams. They're both going to get loose off the corner right there. Who has enough momentum? Ringer got off of that left-hand corner a lot better than Cliff Adams did. He's right up and looking in the inside of him. Going to have to settle back behind him, follow him through the corner. Making our way around the last 3 corners, complete lap number 43. We got a battle shaping up here for the 2nd position. Ringer looks to be a little bit quicker at this point, just can't find a way around. Adams looks to have used up the back tires on that number 80, as he is really struggling for pace. And don't forget, he also made a mistake, hit the wall. He's got some damage on that right front. You can see it there on the car. You can visually see the damage there. So I'm sure that's not helping to make these left-hand corners. Ringer is now all over the back of him. Jump on. Let's go back. Let's go to the roof cam here. There we go. Roof cam on the 83 Ringer. And you can see 117 mile an hour. High speed right-hand corner. Where we at on the racetrack? We're going to come up in his hard left-hand corner here at turn number 5. All the way down to 49 mile an hour. We've got another telemetry that shows you what gear they're in. All the way down to first gear right there. I think that was turn number... I don't know what turn we're in. I can't keep track of where we are on this racetrack. So Ringer down here in third right now, trying to catch our leader. Or trying to catch second place to Cliff Adams. Nobody's catching Brendan McHugh. He's 5 seconds up the road. We're going to battle for second before it's over with. Cliff Adams trying to get himself gathered back up, trying to get a rhythm going here after making a mistake, falling back here into the grass of Ringer. Into the grass. I can't say grasp. Am I supposed to pronounce the P? I don't know. Somebody tell me in chat. Is it grass or grasp? It just makes sense not. It makes sense to pronounce the P, I think. All right. Let's look up front here one more time. Brendan McHugh, definitely been the fastest car all day long. Can he hang on to the lead, not make any more mistakes? Here's Adams right now. He's got Ringer all over the back of him. If we take a look back from the 80, Ringer's been getting in the corner a little better, but Adams has been able to get off the corner. You can see right there, Ringer makes up a couple of car lengths right there through that chicane. A nice run right there. He's up alongside, but he's going to hit contact with the outside wall. Ringer had got up alongside of the 80 through that chicane, but unfortunately, another unforced error right there. You can see the hood is up on the left side of the 80 as well. So just about every car on the racetrack has some kind of damage. I think the only car that doesn't is the 44 of Matt Dickerson, as he took a fast repair, got himself back out here on the racetrack, but he is way back here in 11th. Ringer back up on the... He has to get on the brakes hard to keep him getting to the back of the 80. Just about turns it around. You can see everybody fighting out there. Cliff also getting loose off the corner right there, but Benny tried to make a deep run on the back of Cliff right here. Let's take a look at this here again real quick. They come down into the chicane down here, into this next corner. You're going to see the 83 just be able to get into the corner a lot deeper, and he does a good job of staying off the back bumper of the 80, but unfortunately, a lot of rear brake in the car right there. It gets sideways, but does a good job of not hitting anything. Well, actually, I take that back. He actually smacked the tire barrier. You can see the damage pop up on the left front. So tough going here. Let me see here. Tough going here at San Diego for all these drivers. Not an easy place to get around. We've seen some struggles. It's almost 2 hours worth of racing out here. Justin Kruger with a meatball flag. 29 car with a problem. So it looks like Kruger and Todd Rush both with an incident back here in the back. All right, we're back to this battle for second. They're just going to keep going at it right here. Lewis and Adams able to get some separation right there this time around that corner. Ringer reeled him back in a little bit, but it's about 5 or 6 car lengths between the two. Let's see, we take a look here just a little bit up there. You can see Matt way back in the distance, but he's got Kruger and Todd Rush right here in front of him. Up the road about 7 seconds at this point. 5 to go. It's going to be 4 to go when they come across the line. We got a few more corners left to go here on lap number 46. About 4 to go as they come across the line. We're taking a look at some battles here throughout the field. Everybody pretty much separated out now at this point. This battle for second. I think maybe Ringer took a little too much damage on that contact with the left front, and you can see the left front looks like it's towed in. Or actually, it looks like it's kind of off camber. A little too much camber in that left front. It looks like it's bent over to the top. They can get a good shot of it right there. So definitely took some heavy damage on the left front. And Knott is not helping him to the right-hand corner, but he's still reeling in Cliff. I think it's just kind of the walking wounded right here. McHugh's going to go around. Brendan McHugh with a mistake. Your leader was out in front. This was his race to lose. A big mistake right there from Brendan McHugh. You can see the car all tore up. The back bumper's gone off of it. The front end tore up. What happened to our leader? Nobody was around him. Let's see what happens here to Brendan. Oh, he just catches the tire, the water barrels right there. Just an unforced error right there. Just misguesses. I don't know what's the right term for it, but just underestimates where those tire barriers are. And hard contact right there is going to send McHugh. And Ringer's an issue. Ringer now down to 5th. Everybody's struggling here late. Let's see what happened with Ringer. But he's already got some damage. There's McHugh bouncing off the wall once again. A heavy damage on the 32. Oh, we've seen a few drivers lose it on this corner. Ringer goes around. He's going to try to spin it around in a 360. But unfortunately, that makes a little more heavy contact with the right side of the car. So Ringer with another mistake right there. He is going to go around. That's going to put him down to 5th. So a bunch of action going on here late in this race with about 4 laps left to go. And Cliff Adams finds his way back to the front. It's the walking wounded around here at San Diego. Who is going to be able to limp the car around the racetrack? Every single driver out here has got some damage on it. You can see the back bumper's gone off the 32. He is fighting that thing, trying to keep it on the racetrack. Here's a battle back there for 3rd and 4th. Hunter Hughes now in 3rd. Zuroff back there in the 4th spot. They can smell blood in the water right there in front of them. They can see that Brendan McHugh is limping around the racetrack. This could be one of the better finishes for both these drivers. Hunter Hughes now in 3rd. He's trying to get up to 2nd. Zuroff now. Let's see, has Cody been on the podium this year? Let's take a quick look at it right here. No podium finishes for Cody Zuroff this year. No podium finishes for Hunter Hughes as well. So if they can both find their way around Brendan McHugh, both these drivers will get their first podium finish of the season at one of the hardest tracks we've been on for sure. But McHugh's starting to get away a little bit. He's starting to figure that car out. As tore up as it is, you can see the right front tore up. The back of the car is all tore up. And you can see him just dirt tracking that thing off the final corner across the line. 3 laps left to go. Your leader, the 80 of Cliff Adams, is 5 seconds up the road. Todd Rush going at it back here with Matt Dickerson. Matt Dickerson's probably got the cleanest car on the racetrack after making a mistake coming in getting a faster pair. He's back up to 9th. I didn't think he'd be able to get much better than 11th at this point, but he actually was able to catch Kruger and Rush. He's now up to the 9th spot. As we've got a battle shaping here for 3rd. Cody Zuroff right there behind. Zuroff. It's off. No, there's no H in it, somebody told me one time. Cody Zuroff right there in the 4th spot. He's closing in on the back of the 18 of Hughes. And it's a little ways up the road. If we look up the road to Brendan about 4.5 seconds. So this looks like your battle for the last podium spot right here. I don't think they're going to catch the 32, even as badly damaged as he is. As Hughes is going to move over to the racetrack. That's going to let Cody look to the outside in the 54. They're going to make their way side by side through the corner. Zuroff has to check up here on this right-hand corner. It's going to let Hughes regain the spot. As the 54, Cody Zuroff's going to settle back into 4th. Benedict Gringer trying to get reeled back in. He has got some heavy damage on the 83. Jacob Barker, unfortunately, a couple mistakes for Jacob. Maybe one unforced mistake. Unfortunately, some other contact for him. Got the 12 back here in 6th. As he started up in 2nd. He was looking for a good finish. All right, we've got 3 laps left to go. We're going to come across here. We've got about 2 1/4 laps left to go at this point. This is a great setting. Let's just take a look from the blimp cam here. Great job that iRacing has done, as they do with every single track. You can see looking down here on the Coronado Naval Base. Done a fantastic job scanning this racetrack. Is Brendan McHugh cannot be catching Cliff Adams, is he? Is he really catching Cliff? I mean, it looks like he's reeled him back in. It's 2.7 seconds right now. And it looks like Brendan might have caught the wall there. There's that tire barrier right there at the entrance to pit road. Let's keep an eye on this gap right now. It's 2.8 seconds. So let's see if Brendan is reeling Cliff in. He's got 2 laps left to go. As they came across the line right there, we head down into turn number 1. Watch that gap right there. See if it grows. It's a 2.9. I mean, both these cars are all tore up. There's damage on both sides of them. It's almost like nobody wanted to win this race. They're just trying to, everybody's made a little mistake to get to the front and something happens. Down to 2.5, so it looks like Brendan is making up some ground, but a little mistake right there. He's going to lose a few more tangents back down to about 2.6. Zachary Steele. Smoke coming out of the back of the 88. Heavy damage for Zach. What happened right here? Let's take a quick look. He was running up here behind Barker in 7th when this happened. Did he just drive into the tire? I don't know what happened. Zach just drove right into the tire barrier right there. I don't know if the car didn't get stopped, the brakes didn't work, the cat got on the pedals. I'm not sure what happened right there, but unfortunate for Zach. He is basically out of the contention right now. He's down here in 11th, and that may be where he's going to finish it after having a good run, running up towards the podium spots for a while. And we get back up here to our battle for the lead. It's back over 3 seconds, so it looks like Cliff Adams has got the pace to keep Brendan behind him. Both of these cars with some heavy damage on them. Hunter Hughes and Cody Zuroff back here in 3rd and 4th. Benedict Ringer starting to reel him in right here. He's got about a lap and a half to go. Can he get himself back up into the podium? All right, once again, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us here on a Friday night. I know it's, what is it, about 11 o'clock Eastern time right now. Well, thanks for spending your evening with us. My name is Chris Murphy here at DRSN Digital Racing Sports Network. We got more action coming your way this weekend. Tomorrow night, the JWR E-Racing Saturday Night Fever. I don't remember where we're racing at. We got, what are we racing tomorrow night? It's a good thing I have multiple different computer screens to look at where I can, like, stall, kind of mumble a little bit, and then get back to look at something else. Talladega tomorrow night with the Next Gen Cup cars. So some super speedway racing coming your way tomorrow night. Money racing. If you haven't watched any of the money racing events, it's usually put on a really good show. Hopefully we can get enough cars here tomorrow night to put on a good show for you. But check it out tomorrow night here on DRSN. Right now, Cliff Adams comes across for the white flag. It's about 3.7 seconds back to Brendan McHugh. This is Cliff Adams' race to win right now. On this last lap, he's just got to make one clean lap here. No mistakes for the 80, and he will bring home his 5th win on the season. One last week at Pocono, looking to back it up here with a win at San Diego, limping this 80 car around the racetrack. Heavy damage on both sides. You can see the left front fender kind of up in the hood up in the air. The right front fender all bowed in. The tire looks like it's towed in right there on the right front. The Q the same way. And look at this. Matt Dickerson has made his way back up to 8th. Colton Gardner in the 7th spot. Jacob Barker still back there in 6th. Hunter Hughes with a good job hanging on to 3rd. Here comes Benedict Ringer. Ringer trying to get... Oh, he actually did get around Zuroff. He got around Zuroff for 4th. He's got about a half a lap left to go. Can he make up enough ground on Hunter Hughes to take that last podium spot away? All right, sorry, I had to sneeze right there, but look at Ringer in the 83. Reeling in Hughes. It takes up to the inside. Hughes gets loose. Opens up the bottom of the racetrack, but he's going to save it right there. Here comes Zuroff into the picture. They're side by side. 3 cars going at it for the last podium spot. Hughes, Zuroff now around Ringer. Back around for 4th. That puts Ringer back to 5th. He's going to take a look to the inside here. Has to fall back in line. McHugh gets around the lead. Brendan McHugh, as we're looking at that battle back there. Cliff Adams makes a mistake. We'll go back and take a look at that when this is over. They're going to come across the last few corners. Brendan McHugh somehow has limped the 32 back to the front. Cliff Adams had this race. He just had to make one more clean lap. Broadcaster's curse again. I don't want to take the blame for it, but Cliff Adams had 3.5 seconds out in front of Brendan McHugh. He just had to make one more lap around the racetrack. And we're going to come across the start-finish line, and it's going to be the 32 of McHugh bringing home the win. Cliff Adams just misses out on win number 5. we're going to go back and take a look at this battle for third, fourth, and fifth, because here comes Hunter Hughes in third. They're going to make their way around the last couple of corners. Across the start-finish line, it's going to be Hughes, Zuroff, and Ringer. Then it's a little ways back to the 12 of Barker. He's going to come home in sixth. So Jacob Barker is going to come across the line. You can see damage on the back of the 12. He's going to come home in sixth. Colton Gardner there in seventh, making his way across the finish line. Matt Dickerson going to be able to get his way back up to eighth. And everybody's flirting with that tire, that water barrels right there. Dickerson just about collects another piece of it right there. Todd Rush with a nice top 10 finish after starting back in 12th. He's going to come home in 9th right now. And Zachary Steele got back on the racetrack. Zachary's going to spin around one more time. Wants to make it one more extra lap out here. Do a couple donuts, I guess, in the 88. Going to come home in 10th. So we started with 15. We're going to end with 10. Your winner is going to be the 32 of Brendan McHugh. And let's see if we can go back and see what happened to Cliff. So this was right towards the, I mean, there were just a few more corners to go, and he just gets loose right there. And let's see what happens on this hard right-hand corner right here. And the car just steps out and just gets on the throttle a little too hard, and more heavy contact with the right front. He's going to get back going again here. Here comes Brendan coming up on the back of him. Cliff's trying to get it going. And he gets down to the corner right here one more time. Brendan all over the back of him now. So this was the battle for the lead on that last lap. And Cliff once again gets loose. That's going to open up the right side there to McHugh, and he just drives off away from him. So the last lap was the demise for Cliff Adams. McHugh was way out in front. He made a mistake and crashed. Gave Adams the lead. Adams just had to make one more lap. And Brendan McHugh's going to steal the win there at the end. All right, let's see if we can get anybody up into the booth. Wow, that was quite the race. I'm just going to say right there. I mean, I don't really know another way to say it, but quite the event here tonight. And we're going to get back to our live time here real quick and see where they are on the racetrack. We got Brendan doing some donuts on the front chute. All right, Brendan, you got Chris in the booth. Are you there?
I got you.
Well, it almost looked like nobody wanted to win this race. I mean, you won stage one. I mean, you came from the back. It was you and Cliff at the end of stage one. It was you and Cliff at the end of stage two. It was you and Cliff again at the end. You take the lead, and then were you thirsty and you just wanted to go rub up against the water barrels there? I'm not quite sure.
Wanted to put on a show. What else could we do, right?
Man, as bad as that car looked on screen, I'm not sure how bad it was driving, but on screen, it looked like hell. The back bumper was gone off of it. The right front looked like it was towed in. How hard was that thing to drive there about the last 7 or 8 laps?
I'm shocked I could even drive it after hitting those barrels, but it drove fine, but I was driving as hard as I could trying to get up to Cliff and just burn my rear tires out. Luckily, he felt bad for me and wanted to give the lead back, so I'll take it.
Well, I think I've talked to Cliff enough to know that he didn't feel bad for you and hand that over to you. But I don't want to take I don't want to take credit for good things. I also don't want to take credit for bad things. But right before that, I said all Cliff Adams has to do is make one more lap, and I mean you were 3.5. He was 3.5 seconds out in front. I mean you're pretty much at that point just settled into second, I would assume.
Yeah, at that point, yep. Just trying to get through it at that point, yep.
Well, we only got this track, a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks at the most. I mean, I'm assuming you guys didn't have a lot of time to get a lot of practice. And how challenging was it out there today? I mean, it's pretty obvious to tell by every single car having some damage on it, but.
Yeah, I think the hardest part, there's just so many turns. A lot of them look kind of similar. It was hard to learn the thing, much less all the bumps that are through there. So, no, I mean, it's fun. It's always fun trying to learn a new course and, did the best with what time we had and got out there and tried to do something half decent. So,
well, your first victory on the season. You've shown some pace all season long, but your first podium as well. So good job out there tonight. How do you think we got next week? We got another road course at Sonoma.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss that one unfortunately, but hope Matt, Steven, and Cliff can carry it through for Vortex.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the victory tonight. It was a hard fought one. I know we've been on the racetrack. You guys were on the racetrack for a little over 2 hours. I know. I know myself getting in the rig for that long can be kind of tiring. So good job out there tonight, man. But before you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just the boys at Vortex, Cliff, Matt, and Steven. Of course, Todd for putting the league together and running it each week, and for you guys broadcasting for us. So appreciate you guys.
All right, brother. We'll have a good rest of the weekend, and we'll talk to you again next time.
You too, man.
All right. All right. Let's get second place up here. Cliff Adams, you got Chris in the booth. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Well, on the last lap, I said all Cliff's got to do is make one more lap. And
Yeah.
I mean, kind of walk us through there that last lap of how it went in your eyes.
Yeah, there was a few laps to go. I think it was, I don't know, 2 or 3 laps to go, 4 laps to go. I saw that I pulled away a little bit, and I was like, okay, I'll be good. And then the last lap, I was just pushing too hard. I shouldn't have been pushing that hard, and I missed corner entry or something, and it messed up my exit. And when I got on the throttle, I just lost traction, and it just compounded from there. And nothing I could do. I mean, he did it to me in stage 1, stage 2, the end of the race. There was nothing I could do to keep him back.
Yeah,
He's always fast on road courses.
It was like deja vu all over again. But at the end of every stage, it was you and Brendan going at it right there. I mean, it looked like you made a little contact with the wall on the right front at early on in that last stage. Was the car a little tough to handle on some of those left-hand corners? Did that kind of come into play there at the end?
Yeah, I think it was like 12 to go or something like that. Brendan was going to get around me, and he was looking to the inside, and I was going to give it to him the next lap or the next corner, but I went ahead and tried to give it to him in that corner. I just misjudged it, and got the wall, got some damage, and then I think I tried to overcompensate for that. Kind of heated up the tires a lot, and Benedict got right on me, and was able to calm it down for a few laps and kind of maintain, and then it just another wall hit, and it was it was fun though.
Yeah, it was a great race to watch. It was, we didn't know what to expect here with San Diego. We knew it was going to be a challenge for sure. A lot of drivers. I mean, the track itself looked just rough as hell. You don't have a motion rig, do you?
No, I wish I did. Who doesn't want one?
Yeah.
But here, I don't know if I can handle it because it's pretty rough.
Yeah, I don't. I got a guy here in town that's got a motion rig. I might have to go try to load this track up on it and see just how bad it is.
Yeah, I mean, I was complaining about the track. It's like, man, but when you get in the race and it gets technical, it's probably, this in Coda was probably some of the most fun racing I've done because you got to be very technical. You got to hit your marks.
Yeah.
So I complain about it through the week, but it's fun on Friday night.
Yeah, and everybody's got to run the same track. They got the same conditions. So, but
Yep.
yeah, but that was fun to watch, man. I know you didn't. One more spot would have been better, but you guys did put on a good show. Good finish there in second. Way to limp the car home. But anybody you want to give a thanks to before we let you go?
Boys at Vortex, Brendan. Congratulations on his first win this season. I know he's trying to make the chase. Matt, Steven, Todd running the league, all the admins, you've put on the broadcast, Corey doing a race control, and Sunny Creek Designs for sponsoring us this year.
All right, brother. Well, have a good rest of the weekend. I know we're going to talk to you many more times before the season's out. We got a long way to go before we get to the end, but congrats on a good run, and we'll see you next week at Sonoma.
All right.
All right, that was Cliff Adams, your second place finisher. Let's see if we got Hunter up here. Hunter Hughes. Hunter, Chris in the booth, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Like nice patriotic paint scheme on the 18 car this week. U.S. Soccer on the quarter panel. The car looked good out there tonight.
Thank you.
Well, you kind of up and down throughout the field. You started in sixth. You had a little trouble early back and forth. You kind of tell us how the night went from your point of view.
I mean, all over the place, really. I was like you said, back to the front, just going backwards, not making pace. And then, as the race got on, I got a little more comfortable with my car. And I had those final 5 laps, I think, have to be the hardest I had worked in an iRacing race to date.
Well, you had Jacob right there towards at one spot, and then it was you and Cody and Benny all going at it right there for third, fourth, and fifth. That was a heck of a battle there the last couple of laps. It could have gone in just about any way at that point.
Yeah, I was using Jacob as a kind of watching off of him. He's one of my teammates, so I and he was quicker than me for most of the race. I think he had the thing that I prioritized was trying to save tire. I've been doing road course racing long enough that I figured out how to save tire, or specifically the rear tires, because it's super easy to burn the rear tires off in these stock cars. And I think that really helped me in the end there, because you could see, I mean, watching those final couple laps, like the 54 was just sliding all over the place. And, I was keeping it in my mind that I wanted to try and slide the least amount possible so I could still have some tire underneath of my car when it counted.
Well, congratulations on the podium. I think that was if I remember correctly, that is your first podium of the season. It comes on one of the toughest racetracks as well, so congratulations on a good run here tonight, buddy.
Thank you.
Well, we got Sonoma next week. How do you feel about that? Stay out in California.
A bit better. Sonoma's, one of the tracks that everyone knows. It'll be interesting to see how the race shakes up, because I think tonight was really a ringers track, brand new street course, really bumpy, not a lot of rubber laid down. But going to Sonoma, somewhere where NASCAR has been going for decades, it'll be interesting. I hope to put on a good show there as well.
All right, brother. Well, have yourself a good rest tonight and a good rest of the weekend. But before you go, anybody you want to give a thanks to?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to the SMR crew, Colton, Jacob, Chris, Connor, all of them back at the shop, and you can go get some merch at smrshop.store.
All right, brother. Well, we'll talk to you again next time, and we'll see you next Friday night at Sonoma, California.
All right, man. See you then.
All right, brother. Take care. All right. That is going to round out our interviews for the night. We're going to go back and take a look one more time at this pass for the win here. You can see one more time. Let's see. We got Cliff right here. And you can see just how far back Brendan is right here. This is about halfway through the white flag lap, and just the back of the car snaps around on him right there, gets into the outside wall. And here comes Brendan making up a ton of ground in a hurry. And Cliff's going to make one more mistake right here through the chicane off the corner. That's going to get loose one more time, and that's going to let Brendan get up along the inside here one more time. Right there it is again. That was going to be the pass for the win. That's the move of the race right there. I need to get a graphic for that. The move of the race right there for Brendan McHugh is going to take the win here at San Diego. So let's take a look here at our full results real quick before we get out of here. Your winner, Brendan McHugh, led 12 laps of this race, but Cliff Adams led the most laps. He led 30 of the 50. Comes home in second. Hunter Hughes in third. Cody Zuroff with a great run there in fourth. Benedict Ringer been up and down. Tried a couple different strategies. Did not pay off for him. He comes home in fifth. Jacob Barker started outside the front row. He's going to come home in sixth. Colton Gardner just kind of hung around the middle of the pack most of the day. Missed all the incidents. He is going to finish in seventh. Matt Dickerson had dropped back to 11th there late. After making a mistake hitting that tire barrier, he is going to finish in 8th. Todd Rush Jr. with a nice top 10 finish in 9th. Zachary Steele, not where he wanted to be after having a good car in the 88. He is going to come home in 10th. And 11th, it's going to be Justin Kruger. Everybody from here on back did not finish the race. Charlie Bowling, 10 laps down in 12th. Aiden O'Neill, 13th. Connor Fuse, 14th. Stephen Carell, 15th. That's the 15 car that started this race. Matthew Hobson, 16th, but did not take the green flag. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves out of here tonight, but do not forget, we've got JWR iRacing Saturday Night Fever coming your way tomorrow night, Talladega Next Gen Cup cars, and then we're back next week on Tuesday night for the Dirty Old Bastards ARCA Series. That's been some really great racing. Do not miss that next week, Martinsville, for that race on Tuesday night. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves out of here for the night. Once again, I just want to say thank you so much for spending your evening with us. I'm Chris Murphy saying keep it smooth, keep it smart, and if you can't do that, at least keep it entertaining for the folks at home. We're going to see you next time. Good night.